about how to move from learner to being hired, which is of course the next phase in your transition journey. Now that you're done learning, how do you get hired? How do you navigate, the cloud DevOps space? And we have our keynote speaker with us on the call. This is of course supposed to be just for our graduating students, but we've made it open so your friends, your family, and can join and be part of today's ceremony. So shout out to all our graduating students today. Big well done to you. And for I see a number of participants here who are unfamiliar. So please just use the chat box to let me know where you're joining from, and we will just get started. I can see Maria, Michelle, Olushola, Shegun, Joel, Eric, um, Dada, AM, Ali, Gabriel is here. Peter, and so many names. So just let us know where you're joining from, and we'll just get started with the schedule for today. Dada is joining from Nigeria. Amazing. Maria is joining from the UK. Williams is joining from the UK as well. Eric is joining from Nigeria. Rachel is joining from the UK. Amazing. Keep it coming. It seems we have a high concentration of UK and Nigerian participants here. Do we have anyone from the United States, from South Africa, from Ghana? Oh, from Nigeria as well. Amazing. From the UK. Cool. So I'll be sharing my screen now. So we'll just get started with today. I'll be sharing my screen. So you can just give me a thumbs up so I know when you can see my screen. Ali from Nigeria, amazing. This is something small to take students on a walk down memory lane, or the journey so far, as we like to call it.
So my name is Emmanuel Ekono. I'm based here.
Yeah, my name is Samuel. I'm based in the UK.
Stephen, I'm Stephen Adulay. I live in the UK.
My name is Cherish, and I'm based in the UK.
My name is Ursula Evan. I live in Ghana. Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Oluwatomi.
Hi guys, can our graduating students please have their videos on if you can? I think you should be able to do that now. Thank you.
My name is Julian Mensah. I'm from Ghana.
I'm Helen. I started.
My name is Evelyn. I'm currently in the United Kingdom, London.
Is Oprima or Major.
Currently, I'm a support worker with Handmade Limited.
I work in care, private care.
My expectation basically is to understand, each step towards getting to the end goal.
Work with the Cardiff Council as an intervention worker.
I'm in the UK. I'm based in London. I'm currently based in the UK, and my current career, I'm a healthcare assistant.
I did accounting back in school, but
my expectation, like I said, is to finish.
I've got a project management background, so I've worked
working in Saudi Arabia as a doctor.
I want you to monitor this file for me. Right? So that's what we call the staging area.
You now SSH into the controller.
Docker gives you an option to eliminate all that overhead.
These flavors we have Ubuntu, we have Fedora, we have DBM.
What are you interacting with, and what is the vendor, the cloud provider, managing?
The EBS, we're referring to Elastic Block Store. That's where just your OS and your files are stored, right?
Print. It means you are telling the computer to show on screen.
I advise for option B, just for the sake of, of course, effectiveness.
When we post our IP address, this is what is going to display on the company more than not having a substitute. Something.
This means that on the website it's going to read, "Welcome to Ansible Web."
Between 3-tier and 2-tier, which one is preferred?
I feel like it considers high availability, and also I think you spoke about
out and then went back to a previous version of what you did. Can you?
Is it possible that we're going to have 2 extra instances that are not working? So obviously, what you're saying is you're committing the file. The new files are created. To go in and out. So just because you had a key before doesn't mean you can get the key back in.
Security groups are stateful.
Yep.
They allow inbound and outbound.
So in your security group, which guys remember, you can configure ports.
Lambda, you cannot scale Lambda by yourself. Lambda is being scaled automatically by
The overhead monitor that displays a QR code that updates every 5 minutes.
Cost effective, and also one that will allow our customer to be able to predict,
Runs the backend logic, like checking shop status and processing orders.
API gateway as the front door person, like the person who opens the door for the
level of security. It ensures that the barristers are not overwhelmed. So as it gets to
IAM to control access is by creating.
So you must be ready to undo bottlenecks or throttle anytime.
You will always figure it out. Have that belief. Have that confidence. It will look.
That was a beautiful walk down memory lane. The journey of 18 weeks has finally come to an end. So, in one word, how are you feeling? I'll start with Tommy. I can see your video is the first one here. One word, how?
Hi, Grace. I would say that I'm mind blown. Like looking back at my video and I'm like, my name is Ola, and seeing me right now, I'm like, wow, that was such a growth for me. I'm just mind blown I'm amazed at my growth and all of that. So yeah, I'm just mind blown. Thank you.
Well done. Next up, hi, Emmanuel. I can see you're dancing, a little smile on your face. In one word, how do you feel?
I feel so excited. So excited. Shall I say I'm so proud to be part of this cohort. It was an amazing experience for me. Working with people of like minds, as a team, that stood out for me. And for Cloud Booster itself, for the well-structured learning platform they provided, for the support, for the encouragement, and it was amazing. I won't lie you. I came in as a novice, knowing nothing, but today I can talk about Kubernetes, I can talk about Docker, I can talk about IAM, I can talk about just name it. So I can beat my chest to say I came, I saw, I conquered. Thank you.
Amazing. Congratulations, Emmanuel. After watching this video, Otu, how would you describe your feeling in one word? You're muted.
Um, is one word. but but can I proceed? You said one word.
Yeah. Just let's know how you feel it.
Okay. First off, I think I joined this cohort a couple of weeks after it has started. So I if I up until yesterday, I still doubted that I would be able to make it through today because I was having backlog of past modules that had been started. So I told myself, well, um, first off, this is a lot of money that has been spent. Second, um, we just needed to get ahead of where we are at the moment, and I really want to thank you for because I know I think you're the one I spoke with before joining, and you were quite encouraging. Like you said you can do it. Just try, and then I'd also want to thank my wife because at the point I said I was not going to carry on because it was difficult, managing it with work full time, and then this training actually, if one wants to go into it, it actually requires full time. But the way it had been structured in such a way that Cloud Booster took into consideration the fact that it's not going to be easy to find people that want to transition, that are just they're not doing anything at the moment and then they just want to transition. And so I think Cloud Booster really took that into consideration and structured the classes in such a way that it was able to take in anyone who had a little bit of time on their hands. And so I remember my wife has always been my accountability partner. I mean, she'd say she doesn't understand what's going on, but just go on. And then every time my son will come up, Jenkins, he's four and he doesn't know, but he knows that there is Jenkins, and I think that's about his favorite word at the moment. And so when I look around with all of them, like you can't disappoint these people. And I am also really really grateful for my teammates. Like I don't know what being in another cohort would be like, but I'm grateful that I had to walk this path with these guys. They're like top notch, amazing. If at the point I'm hoping that we could join a company where all of us are in the same team. Because encouragement, pushing everyone. Emmanuel is I told him this morning that any place he gets to work would be great. That like the company would be lucky to have someone like him on their team, because I have never seen someone who is going somewhere and is doing everything he can to pull everyone along, like everyone. Like he ensured that I think it must be his background that he didn't leave any soldier out there in the battlefield. Everyone had to make it to the end of the finish line, and I'm really grateful to him, all the team members, and most importantly to everyone at Cloud Booster. You guys are top amazing. I don't know how y'all do it, but I'm glad that you're doing the work that you're doing. Thank you very much.
Otu, we are not about to start crying on this video. that was that was a lot. So, well done again for sticking it out till the end, and congratulations. Um, I was going to go around and just know how we are all feeling before we proceed, but um, we are trying to beat time and not let time beat us, basically. But of course there will be time for each and every one of us to share what our experience has been like, you know in the course of the journey so far. All right, so we'll be moving on to the next segment for today's event, which is the webinar side of things, and the keynote speech by one of our favorite instructors, Charles Adebayo, who is already on the call. One moment, please. He's already on the call, but I'll be introducing him briefly for the sake of or for the benefit of those who will just be meeting him for the first time. All right. So Charles is a fixer and a reformer at heart. He's passionate about problem solving and the technology industry as a whole. He's a senior cloud engineer at Amazon Web Services, stationed at their Cape Town office in South Africa. Now, before Amazon, Charles worked with an indigenous exploration and production firm in Nigeria, and he was in charge of the IT infrastructure and IT service management while he was there. He has a bachelor's in electrical and electronic engineering from the University of Ibadan, and he was appointed a Google Student Ambassador to UI by Google while he was still on campus. His skill sets include enterprise cloud architecture, infrastructure as code, automation, systems administration, networking, and scripting. Now, Charles is an avid reader and a lifelong, I beg your pardon, a lifelong learner as well. Now, whenever you don't find Charles behind the computer screen, he's possibly drumming away his fingers at the piano. Let's give Charles a warm welcome. You can use the chat box, you can use your reactions, and let's just. Hi, Charles. It's lovely to have you. Over to you, please.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Sorry for that break in intermission.
Just one moment, I wanna get my presentation ready. I hope you can see me. Congratulations to everyone, Tommy and Emmanuel, Otu. It's good to see how you've grown. I was looking at the video and I remember that argument we had, Stephen, on our first, I think it was our second or third class, where we were arguing about how do we place the instances in the AZA. I assume many of you would answer that question differently now with what you know. Am I right? Is Stephen on the call? I'm sure you would answer that question differently or with more information and with more knowledge about things. Just a moment. Congratulations, good to see you graduate today. So I'm just gonna put my presentation on the screen now so we can get started. So within the next couple minutes ahead of us, we'll be looking at from learner to hired, navigating the cloud DevOps career path. Now, in a brief outline, I'll introduce the subjects that we're learning about today, or we're going to be discussing over the next couple of minutes. Then I'll share some of the recent trends and opportunities in the cloud industry. So we'll briefly discuss how you can stand out and get hired. We'll talk about how you could also level up after landing your dream role. I can't wait to see you change your LinkedIn profiles and Emmanuel and co. I can't wait to see you change your dream, your LinkedIn, update your LinkedIn profiles with your new role. That's when you want to let us know anyway. And we'll wrap up and I'll also take some Q&A thereafter. And anytime I discuss this, I just cast my mind back again to our first lecture and the responses that we got. It's good, and I appreciate that's why in Cloud Booster we encourage you come on video, you participating, even if what you say might not be correct, but participating let you know, okay, that might not be the best approach. I remember when we were having this back and forth with one of the engineers on the call, one of you, I said, okay, what will you do? I think it was Julian or Evelyn, or I can't remember, or Cherish. And we said, okay, what if this is the scenario? Will you change your mind? Okay, we change your mind. What if this is the scenario? You change your mind again. So in Amazon, we have a leadership principle called write a lot. Write a lot means when you get new information that dwarfs what you know before, you quickly move ahead. I know in some organizations, some religious, I could say, okay, once you've made your mind, you go on the light. But this industry is changing a lot. There are many tools that are being released as we speak that will dwarf or counter everything that you've known before. You have to quickly learn and adapt. Now, the cloud. you guys are already cloud professionals graduating today, right? So I'm not gonna go deep down, but I just want to share the opportunities that are around that lay ahead of you. As the Amazon CEO used to say, the cloud is still accounts for less than 5% of global IT spend. We are still in the early days of the cloud. Now think of it. Let's say a company like Netflix has maybe $2 billion. Maybe Netflix is is not the best. Let's say Barclays or HSBC. Maybe HSBC has an IT spend annually of maybe £2 billion and are globally across their operations, and that's their budget. They're saying that 5% of that, so 10% of £2 billion will be £200 million, right? So 10% of that will be £100 million, right? So think of it that it's only 100 million out of that large share of cake. We're not gonna. I know eventually the cloud will not take all the 100% of the 100% of their budget, but the cloud still represent on the average just 5% of IT spend. So there's still a lot more room for many migrations. There's still a lot of growth in the industry. We're still in the early days, right? The cloud, there are multiple cloud providers. I'm not saying you should learn Azure. In fact, the more you learn hybrid cloud, in one of your projects, I remember you, and that's why I wanted to attend your graduation, your presentation this morning. You talked about multi-cloud, hybrid cloud. In the industry, many times they use hybrid cloud so that if Google is down, they can easily flip over to Microsoft or even well, that's not the idea, but they can spread out their workloads across different providers so that if one of the business is down, it doesn't affect the entire company. You get so it's a very good thing you look at expanding beyond AWS and actually consider how does hybrid architectures work? How do you integrate multiple cloud providers together? Okay, let's go right in. So during this cohort, you've not learned everything here, right? It's a journey. Remember, it's DevOps is a practice, right? And what do we mean by practice? It's a culture. What do we mean by culture? Culture means that it's a way of doing things. Instead of working in silos, we try to integrate with the development team to kind of create very more reliable and maintainable solutions, put out solutions out there in the world. You must have touched on a couple of these. This was how your journey. You've learned about Python. Some of you even did some projects in JavaScript. Those of you that did the one that they say group 2 that did the Kubernetes image processing. I don't know what code. I don't know if those services are written in Python, but at least we've played around with Python, all of you at least. Then server administration, you work with Linux. At least you can find your way around Linux, some basic troubleshooting, syslog, and things like that. So you've worked with the web servers. The group 1, I think you hosted your Flax app on Nginx or Apache server. Then okay, you might not have touched on Redis yet, but or caching mechanism. But when you're dealing with enterprise scale, I'd love group to do it. Already thinking of where they would like to work, like Netflix, Spotify, Uber. Those are they use AWS services a lot. So they because they have billions of users, let's say 1 billion users watching maybe the final season of The Crown. I love The Crown so much, so maybe I'm biased. Maybe Game of Thrones, whatever. Um, maybe Game of Thrones and 1 billion people or World Cup, and they want to stream it on maybe Paramount Plus, and 1 billion people suddenly start watching at the same time. Trust me, all those auto scaling, load balancing, those things will we won't be able to survive that. So you have to look beyond that. Things like caching, CloudFront, and Redis, Memcached for in-memory caching. So you can expand beyond that. So databases, I'm happy group 2, you mentioned MongoDB. At least you played around some of this concept. You can see how proud you are now going through this journey, right? I'm sure at the start, maybe when I presented or when Bremy showed this, you had no idea what some of these tools meant. So you should be proud of yourself. So on the network stack, you've learned about at least some DNS, you've learned some TCP, infrastructure of code, you learned Terraform, Docker, Kubernetes, orchestration, container orchestration. On CI/CD, you've learned Jenkins. If comfortable with Jenkins, as Taiwo said in the morning, you can expand beyond that. Just see how Circle CI, Travis CI works. And the cloud providers you work with, AWS and monitoring. Okay, you've learned about the ELK stack, right? That is Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana. But you can also expand beyond that and learn how. Just it's a weekend project. Just learn how Prometheus and Grafana. You can just that engineer group 1. You can just see how you can stream your application logs and monitor it from um, um, Prometheus. And that's it. Well, this is not it in the sense that this is not a holy grail of this is only the tools you'll be working. Remember, it's a practice. Tomorrow they might release a new feature. Now it is skill developer. I'll go to agentic workloads briefly. Now it is agents. A lot of talk about GenAI agents that we're talking. Does that mean that these skills are not useful? No. It just means that it just helps you to achieve these solutions, orchestrate many of the things you're doing in a more fashion hands-off approach. So let's dive right into it. I just pointed this out so you can see how far you've come and see some of the tools that you've learned and some of the industry leading tools that you continue to use eventually when you join. So the idea of DevOps, for those of you that don't know, for your family members that have been looking for, what have you been learning? What is Jenkins, especially Otu's son? Well, the idea of DevOps is just basically trying to integrate developer operation and operations for team. In the past, they used to be siloed. Developers would go and work on their FIFA 2025 or FIFA 2026 and hand it over to someone, a team, to deploy and manage in the cloud. There's always a lot of issues. Compatibility is working on my laptop. Why is it not working on the prod? Why there's a lot. It used to be very. You go and read up the the intro, the real paper that introduced DevOps, the conference 2008 2009 that introduced DevOps. There was a lot of operations and DevOps, they saw themselves as enemies. They always arguing it is your problem, no, it's your code. They always say no, it's the developer. So to reduce a lot of those frictions, that's why DevOps culture started and it has grown. The industry has accepted it and is now the de facto way we deploy production grade code in the industry. So you basically automate everything. For those that really don't know, for your spouses that don't know, your engineers or your spouses, they've been doing a lot of automation and code deployment, infrastructure, monitoring, which is stressed this morning. So they've been working with cloud providers. There are multiple options, but once you get a hang of how AWS works, the same implementation. Well, you have Lambda functions in AWS, we have it as Azure functions in Azure. So they just have different names, the same idea, right? But AWS is the pioneer. They don't pride as being the best, but they're the pioneer and they have more services. AWS has more service comparatively. So if you're in conversations around which cloud provider should you choose, well, it's a no-brainer if you have the opportunity to make the decision. So, but we have other options, Azure, GCP, Oracle Cloud, and the likes. But once you kind of get an idea of how one works, you can easily move around. DevOps is a culture, not just a collection of tools. I've said that, and master the tools of the trade. The ones I went through now: Git, GitHub. I'm sure you already know Git commit now, Git amend, or Git rebase. I've worked on coding projects, and this is why you get your hands dirty. It's when you get your hands dirty with a couple, and I'll get there in my presentations. When you get your hands dirty with a couple developers and other people contributing to the same state Terraform state file, that's when you begin to see issues that happen when multiple people are contributing to the same project at the same time. So many times you have to rebase your code or try to pull from the repositories to ensure you have the latest before making your changes. Okay. CI/CD, GitHub Actions. I like Group One. You showed us how you did your stuff and GitHub. Just be careful. Well, many times, like Netflix, GitHub account will not be public. But even if it's not public, they won't put credentials on their GitHub page because you want to use other ways to save credentials. You just want variable. You want it to be maybe the credentials, password should be fetched at runtime, right? You want it to be publicly there because even if it's private repo and one angry employee leaves your company tomorrow, it might cause harm. Okay. We have CI/CD, yes. Jenkins, you've learned that at least. I could call you advanced intermediate or advanced Jenkins users now. Infrastructure as code, Terraform, AWS CloudFormation. I'm biased because CloudFormation is also still relevant, especially when you're doing an AWS only project. But as Taiwo mentioned in the morning, Terraform actually talks to different cloud providers, so it's a more important skill to have. And you can write the exam. You can go for your Terraform associate exam, and I could see your badge and LinkedIn, and I'm so happy and proud of you guys. Containers, you've learned about Docker and Docker Docker orchestration engine called Kubernetes, which is Kubernetes is expensive, and to be honest, if your project doesn't need to use Kubernetes, don't use Kubernetes. It's introduced complexity. Yeah, it's orchestrate your containers, but if your project doesn't need to, if you can actually deploy a project, maybe API Gateway Lambda, S3, RDS, and not have to use Kubernetes, you can stay off it. There's always the in the industry we have a long debated whether you should go serverless or you go server based or you should go Kubernetes, but that's a conversation for another day. There's always trade-offs. I like group two during your presentation when you spoke about trade-offs. I like that because you're already speaking like an architect. You know, Evelyn, you did a very good job in your presentation this morning, and that was awesome. Okay, let's move on. Containers, monitoring. Yeah, we already discussed monitoring. I'm not gonna go over that now, right? Let's move on. So what are the different opportunities available? And it's always no, you should be strategic. You should be very strategic. How did I was on prem before. How did I get into cloud? It was a very funny story. I came to the UK for one training or the other. I met some of my Bemis friends. We used to work at Accenture at the time, and we're just chatting IT tech. And so, the cloud is what many of their customers are using now. The cloud. Oh, really? Okay, you can do your trainings too. Go on a cloud guru, go and do your trainings, and just have the cloud certificate. So, while while doing my training for AWS Solutions Architect, that was in 2018, I overheard in the video that okay, Amazon will be launching their first region in Africa. That's in South Africa, here where I'm currently based in Cape Town. By the way, for those of you that don't know, EC2 that started the whole era of cloud computing was actually designed and developed in Amazon Research Center here in Cape Town. So just FYI, but we had to take it to America to commercialize it. So, so that's just a side comment. So I started doing the certification. I just okay, let me test the waters. There was a cloud support role that Amazon was hiring in Cape Town, and tested the water, and Amazon moved me down from Lagos to Cape Town. So that's how I joined Amazon. I started the cloud journey, and it's been 4.5 years now. So it might not be conventional. You don't have to look for jobs openings. It might just be someone say something and you just test it. I was just testing the waters. I was very comfortable. I was working for an indigenous company, indigenous exploration and production company in Nigeria. I was very comfortable, but testing the waters and getting your hands dirty is what opens new opportunity, new doors for you now. So also, what are some of the roles? There's DevOps engineer. So you'll be looking at junior DevOps engineer, DevOps associate. Those are some of the roles that you see. But don't just zero in on mine. I put it here so that when you're searching on LinkedIn, you only search for DevOps. No, DevOps is a very broad term. Under DevOps, you have SecOps. Those that will be doing just security operations, IAM policy. You already know what IAM is. I must not go over that again. IAM operations, policy additions. Remember, we said we'll implement principle of best practices, right? Remember during the class, we said we implement principle of best practices, least privilege access. So when a user happens to need that permission, there's a SecOps engineer that needs to evaluate that and give him the right permission. Even create a rule to automatically remove it when it's done. So that's a SecOps team. There's DevSecOps, handling things like cross-site scripting and a lot of application level attacks. There's there's ML ops. So don't be too narrow-minded to saying, okay, if you don't have a role as DevOps engineer, then you're not fulfilled your dream. They are different. It's just the terms that are different. It's the same idea of cloud computing, DevOps engineer. So it could be SysOps. That's SysOps engineer. We're doing a lot of cloud operations. This database, they want to back it up. They want to manage that. They don't want to recover a server. So SysOps. SREs is what Taiwo does. Those ones are more automation oriented and building a lot of scripting and advanced tools to monitor their infrastructure. So we have data engineers, those ones that if you love data, quick sight, analytics, making sense of data, that's another route. It's also under one of the bodies. So when you see some roles, don't just say that, okay, because it's not a DevOps, so you don't apply, right? Solutions architect, cloud support engineering, security engineering, platform engineering, system development engineering, and etc. I want to state something. In most of the roles, you never have 100%. So if you're waiting for a time to get, especially for DevOps, platform engineering, infrastructure engineering, if you're waiting for a time where you know all the tools, they will never. Emmanuel, I'm saying it because Emmanuel asked the question that, okay, there are too many tools. Are you meant to know everything? No. Whatever you know it well. You can always learn new tools on the job. New tools are going to be released that are going to have Jenkins. It's Jenkins that is raining now. Before it wasn't raining. In fact, it's already getting replaced, right? GitOps actions is one raining. It's very soon to get replaced. So I'm coming to the agentic part of the conversation, but you don't have to, for example, if they list 7 responsibilities and maybe it's just EKS that you don't know very well, still apply it. Still put yourself out there. When I was applying to Amazon, for example, I didn't have meet all the requirements or prerequisites or qualifications, but just put your head out there. Test the waters. You never know how it could go. You learn from an interview, as Taiwo mentioned in the morning. There's some things that you just learn in passing conversations. See how I learned from cloud just by networking. You already have a network of in your cohort here, so you have to leverage your peers. What is going on in industry, right? You see some are more tech savvy than the others. Leverage them, draw from their network, right? So I wanted to stress here that you don't have to know all the tools, but test it out. If you enjoy data work or from all your experience in this cohort, you enjoyed a lot of security work. Go into the security, explore security operations, SecOps rules. So don't just be myopic and only apply for DevOps role. That's the important thing. There are multiple opportunities, and it could be worded differently. So when you see any of these names, SRE, the same idea. Well, SRE requires a little more coding, so you will need as part of every SRE interview, there will be a coding component. So if you know you're not ready for a coding component, you might want to just focus on other opportunities like DevOps role, SecOps, SysOps role, depending on what you enjoy. Solutions architect might take a while before you meet the bar for that, but there's no harm. There's junior solutions architect, there's associate solutions architect. So by all means, if you enjoy a lot of, I enjoy a lot of coupling a lot of services together. So you can also test that waters. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now after this quote experience, what are the things you should be doing? You have to turn your learning into real world projects. Have your own GitHub repo and make sure you have projects there that you can defend. So when you're in an interview, they will ask you, okay, open it, tell us why you did this. Tell us why you put your database user there. I'm not picking on anyone, but those are the kind of things they'll fight, they'll interrogate you. Okay, open one of your projects and tell us what you're doing there. So have a fully functioning CI/CD. If you want to go the DevOps specific rollouts, have your own project out there that you can see on GitHub, right? Dockerize something you built. That's why Taiwo was mentioning that. Did you consider dockerizing that app instead of deploying on a server? Deploying on a server is simple, just like creating a monolithic architecture. But the point is that in the real enterprise, take Amazon.co.uk, for example. If ordering engine is down, it doesn't affect your cart. If cart engine is down, it doesn't affect your payments. So all those are microservices. They are all hosted on whatever containers. So they are just talking to themselves using APIs. Right? So try to Dockerize, try to Dockerize as much as possible. So just so that shows that you know you can play around Docker files and containerization and things like that. Spin up your infrastructure with Terraform. I needed to launch very expensive so I was building a solution internally, and I think I'll also put it on my GitHub soon. I was building a solution recently internally, and I needed to test what will happen when I try to launch a server that is no longer available in the easy. That is all the customers. We have shared tenancies. Let's say in availabilities, we have 1,000 1,000 slots for maybe 1G graphics optimized instance. And that 1,000 slots is occupied by different customers. You get an error, insufficient capacity, right? Now, I wanted to test and I was building a solution to be able to alert SRE engineers when that happens. So I was trying to figure out how to get that error message. So I needed to launch several instances. Imagine if going to this console to launch instances, that would take long. So I just used Terraform simply to launch me 5 of those heavy instances so I can get one error message and then be able to build my workflow accordingly. So that's the power of Terraform. You can launch hundreds to build hundreds of servers at the same time. And I'm sure when I had at the start of the call of the cohort, when I mentioned that many of these things you'll be doing it through code, you now get the idea of what I mean now, that you won't be clicking on consoles as we're doing in your initial labs. Because if you're working for Uber or Spotify that Evelyn and her friends want to work for, imagine clicking on console for 300,000 servers. How you feel if you have to sorry, I mentioned, okay, maybe Cherish now. How you feel if you're having to click on 100,000 servers? Change it. Maybe you want to upgrade it from maybe the root volume, maybe it's so small, you want to upgrade it. How do you have to change it manually? All this Terraform takes care of that heavy lifting for you. So let's move on. Document and share publicly, right? If you develop a project, go on LinkedIn, sell yourself that see my project. Even if that project is just doing a small thing, sell yourself so people know that okay, you have street credibility, right? write a blog or LinkedIn post, Medium article that they can reference that this blog article has been used 1,000 times. That's been solved people's problem for 2,000 times. Any interviewer will be happy to hear that, right? Even if it's just people that are learning that are cloning your project and testing their labs code, it doesn't matter. As long as people have used your solution before, it doesn't matter which company you have used your solution. Right. So build confidence with labs. Do a lot of lab work. Don't make. I know sometimes when you spin up these resources in your lab, you pay money, right? So, but I think it's just investment. For example, when I was learning cloud myself privately, I bought a subscription. I think $250 then from a cloud guru. That was 2018. It was a 1 year plan. Now it's $400, more expensive. But that was a significant investment at that time. That was like 250K. What? No, it wasn't $1 too. It was whatever the currency conversion, it was significant investment I did. So having your labs and simulations will be an investment you have to do, and you see that it's contributing to a greater goal. Take certifications to add to your credibility, right? So don't just stop at your AWS cloud practitioner. Go to solutions architect. If you want to go data analytics route, go and do your data engineer, associate data engineer, DevOps. Keep going. So that when you're speaking in interviews, they don't just say that you know this from project or so. You actually have taken certain exam. You have credentials to back it up. You have credentials to back up whatever you're saying. So nobody can take that away from you. So polish your LinkedIn with projects, leverage your network. Now, some of the architectural projects I've done to do was actually for my friends. My friends knew that I talk a lot about cloud computing a lot, and it's okay. They're trying to work around costs. One of my friends that run a startup, they're trying to optimize cost. That how can I? And I ended up helping them to save a lot of money, thousands of dollars from that project. So um volunteer with your friends, startups, tell them what you do, tell them any startup you at least you know someone, one of your friends in your circle that is running a startup. Tell them you want to volunteer to run their cloud architecture. Start from there. From there, you can leave after a month or 2 months. Once you get out, you put out on your CV, you can now go for maybe internships, or you can now start pursuing maybe junior associate roles. So that's the try to have real life projects that you've contributed to, that you've volunteered or paid or unpaid, doesn't matter. Maybe for 1 month or 2 months, investment, just to have a credential experience to back up your knowledge. So I put some certification parts here. This is not exhaustive, so you can always explore. If it's even Google you want to do, that's fine. The same idea, but I recommend AWS because it's the pioneer and they have most services. So how do you stand out and get hired? Now, there are different strategies to these. No. So remember, it's not there's this saying that it's not all every arrow that you shoot that will eventually catch a bird, or it's not all arrows you shoot that will actually meet its target. You have to shoot a lot of arrows and put yourself out there before one lands. Multiple lands, hopefully. So don't just pray and pray. That is be well targeted. Don't just go for solutions architect role. Maybe look for maybe start with junior solutions architect role. Start with associate. Don't just try senior solutions architect or principal or staff solutions architect. Try to apply there. No, that's not being strategic by applying there. So target junior friendly roles, especially that matches your experience and skills. Consider contracts, short-term roles as well, support roles to at least get the experience. You just want the experience on your CV. Once you have that experience, you can now start going from platform engineer one, engineer two roles, right? You just need that experience in your, and I've said it, your community, your volunteer with your friends that have startups. Even if it's unpaid, maybe just be for a month, but you have it, nobody can take it away from you. You've seen how real life enterprise transactions are flowing, what to look out for. So you see what people do in what we call the security room or security operations room. SOC. Have you heard of that? A lot of it's people that work in fraud and banking. They SOC, monitoring live application logs to ensure that they're not being hacked, and security operations. It's a lot of work. So getting the experience is very helpful. So what interviewers actually want? Can you think logically? Not necessarily how to use a tool, but can you couple it together? Can you think logically and troubleshoot where the issue might be coming from? That's why fundamentals, as you said in the morning, are still very, very important. It's still very, very important. Let me pluralize it. Fundamental is still very, very important. Can you explain what your code infrastructure is? Why, okay, open the repository that you put on YouTube on GitHub, open it and explain it to me, line by line, what is code, what is line, and be able to defend that, right? And now you can learn quickly and communicate clearly. Now, rejection is part of nobody likes rejections. I don't like rejections. I received some rejections recently and I don't like it, but it's part of life. But you have to keep shooting. You can tell me that you didn't get any deal. If any of the court members tell me, oh, they've not gotten the role, I said, how many companies have you applied to? 100. Are you kidding me? Applied to 1,000. There are several people looking for DevOps engineers out there on LinkedIn. Indeed, Glassdoor, and guess well-paying jobs. So don't let the scare of AI has come to take our jobs hold you back from applying. There are hundreds of companies out there. Don't limit yourself to only Netflix or Uber or Spotify. Yeah, you'll get there, right? But well, you could test the waters, who knows, right? But don't limit yourself. You can get experience also from very nuanced places that you might not have thought of. So don't spread your net. That's the idea. Don't just apply to one rule, 10 rules and say, oh, it's not forthcoming. Apply to 1,000. Get it. Learn from the interview. Like see told Taiwo, he's already an SRE engineer. He's learning from interview. They asked me a question that shocked him. So learn, apply, iterate, repeat. Pick up new skills. Now brings me to the conversation about Gen AI. Now, I also feel look internally, like within AWS, you get to own a part of a service that you this one, this you're a reference point for that service. My service is systems manager. It has a bunch of tools, automation, patch manager. So that's my domain. I experts for that specific service. So many things I thought were this knowledge is only for a subject matter expert to be able to answer. Claude 4, Claude 3, Claude 2 will answer it for you. I'm wondering where is that document? It's not documented anyway. Something that I had in my head. Like I had it in my head. Like this is just a way you can get a walk around the problem. This is a clever solutions. How is that documented anyway? So don't see it that way. It's something that I think, okay, what will happen to all my knowledge? No, don't see it that way. See it as what tools do I need to learn? How can I couple it to be together to be able to build Gen AI solutions for Netflix, for Uber? Them too, they will also need to build. They don't have it internally. They'll be looking for okay, who can couple solutions, who can build our own agentic workflows. Learn about MCP, learn about Q developer. Q developer is now very powerful because it can actually go and change things. So let's say you can tell it that, oh, I see that my space is running low on my servers. Please, can you go and change them to upgrade them from maybe 80 gig to 100 gig for me? Normally, you'll have gone to write a script for that or click on Q, understand, take that natural language and run the commands, be able to upgrade it for you and find that instance. So see it as an opportunity to learn new skills, right? Nobody knows how well, the way AI is going, where it's even difficult to shut it down sometimes. They did some research, I think Perplexity or so did some research, and the AI was trying to avoid its own shutdown, right? They wanted to maintain the code and was trying to avoid itself. You can read up about it. So it was trying to avoid himself shutting down. There are also concerns around irresponsible use of AI for a lot of things, and so nobody knows how the industry will turn. Yours is to just learn, have an appetite for learning, and you'll be fine, right? So don't see it that way. So what happens after you eventually landed the platform engineer, or infrastructure engineer, solutions architecture, whatever role, still under the DevOps umbrella? Learn about the business. The fact that you've learned about EKS, that EKS is hot in your mind, doesn't mean that you should throw EKS on every project. I also have that tendency that when I learn something, I want my people I'm interviewing to say that thing. It's an unconscious bias that you have to fight. That le- take a deep breath. That you want to learn this business. What's the best for the business? What is best for the business might not be actually what you've used on a project before. Might be something you need to learn to be able to help that business. I know you've learned about working with Route 53 and which might not be the best. Well, I don't see any case where Route 53 will not be the best. Maybe that's not a good example. Whatever, you get my point. What do you think you know now might not eventually be the best for that business. So learn how the business works. Maybe this business is read heavy. They do a lot of reading and not writing. Maybe NoSQL database might be more or adding multiple read replicas might be actually in the best business interest. So learn the business, learn the software stack. By software stack, what do I mean? So every company has its own stack. For example, group 2, you had different endpoints for your API gateway, and those endpoints could be actually be running on it was an EKS service, right? And they could be using different codes. One could be on Python, one could be in JavaScript. They can talk to each other through APIs, right? So what software stack just simply means what code, what tools are the company using. The company might be using ELK. Another company might be using Prometheus and Grafana. Another company might be using Logly and Datalog. So there are a lot of them. So um, you need to, when you join a kind of company, don't try to say, I've done that on EC2 before. Let me show you the wonders on EKS. No, no, no. EKS are not using EKS. No, no, no. You have to upgrade to EKS immediately. EKS is the industry standard. Try to take the patience to learn how that business works, how their software stack works, see where you can optimize, save money. I know everybody likes to save money or even improve their security posture. Shadow seniors, ask questions, document everything, right? Small wins equals to huge trust builders. So when you have small wins, maybe you're able to unblock. Maybe they were trying to migrate from 20 Dockers, one Java, maybe Java 17 to Java 24, or Node 18 to Node 20, and there are multiple components in the app project, and you're able to help them streamline that. I don't call that's a small win. So when you have small wins like that, they get to trust you with bigger roles. Remember, the talk of today is from learner to what hire. So I'm trying to take you to how this post hired now, what happens after that. So don't stop building and learning. Your growth doesn't end where you're hired. I know some of you got into this course because you just want a cloud house role, right? But the goal is not to, goal is continually learning. So the day you stop learning, that's the day that you're done, right? That's the day you're done, God forbid. So your growth doesn't end when you're hired. Keep growing, keep adding more tools to your stack, right? Specialize, right? Try to carve a niche for yourself that this guy, go to him for this issue, go to this person, go to him for automation, have that, go to this one for observability. You can read up about observability. It's also a new role now. When you see observability roles, just monitoring. They help you create clever monitoring solutions to be able to determine when your application is running poorly. So carve a niche for yourself. See what you enjoy in all these tools that you've been exposed to during this cohort, right? Do you enjoy monitoring? Do you enjoy the security part of things? Creating clever hiring policies, maybe only allow access to this S3 bucket if the person is based in London, if the person is connecting from this area, if the person has this IP address, if the person has this tag, if the person is a member of finance role, if the person, so all those get really complex when you're building that chain of if before you allow simple. Or if easy to full access is not what you use in the industry. You want to create complex that if the requester is a member of engineers, if he has this engineer tag, or if he's a member of IT operations, that's when you should grant him access for only certain, if he's even from this particular IP address, or if he's connecting from VPN, not connecting from his direct laptop. So trust me, security policies can get fairly complex easily. So if that's what you enjoy, you can also pursue it, right? Look at Kubernetes. Kubernetes can be an overkill sometimes. So you need to be able to make the trade-off when maybe running Kubernetes or running normally your Docker containers on ECS or even using Docker Swarm, whatever solution might be you might even use serverless approach. None of you, well, I was gonna ask if why you choose RabbitMQ over SQS, but I didn't want to go into that conversation. But I was very impressed the with your quality of work, group 2 and group 1. Well done. Data storage. Data is a very, very big. Many customers want to migrate to the cloud. So you have to learn about migration strategies. So sometimes they want to lift and shift. Sometimes they want to rehost. They want to take their VMware EXSI host and just move it. Or sometimes you want to modernize along the way, right? They want to modernize your whatever application, whatever server. Maybe it was monolithic before. They want to add some caching, they want to add some queuing system, they want to add some application load balancer, some auto-scaling group alongside as they move to the cloud. So those are some of the things you have to start thinking about when you eventually start working on how you can optimize the environment. Right. So give back. This is not an exhaustive list. There are many things you can do, but this is just a handful that I've highlighted here. Give back. You could volunteer for the next cloud. We've seen a lot of volunteers come from previous cohorts in Cloud Booster, right, to help, mentor the next level. And by mentoring them, they'll ask you questions that maybe you've not thought about. You have to go and learn that. So it's strange when you teach someone something, right? It's like when you try to teach someone something, that's when you identify gaps in your knowledge that you need to go and cover. Right. So try to teach someone. So if you have opportunity to volunteer, maybe I'm not saying Cloud Booster can take in all the graduates as interns, but try to volunteer somewhere. You have friends, you know someone at least that is running a startup. You know someone that knows someone that knows someone that is running a startup. I can't say that enough. Share your journey on LinkedIn or blogs, Medium, whatever. Be popular out there. When you've at least landed the role you're looking for, you can tone down your publicity. But before you get hired, try to put your name out there so that when they're looking for people that project like this, your name comes up in those conversations, right? Okay, to wrap up, what we've done over the past couple of weeks in Cloud Booster is to introduce you to a set of tools so you can function, if at least as an associate level, as a DevOps engineer. It's not an exhaustive list, right? If it was exhaustive, then it would be unending because knowledge never ends, right? You feeling that, right? If we gave you a complete solution, then we're not representative of reality, because the reality is that there's never any complete solution. If there was a complete solution, there will not be need for bug fixes. There will not be need for updates that you do every day, right? So there's never any 100% secure, 100% safe, 100 exhaustive list of tools that you need to know in tech. No. One of the things that new tools will come and go, right? Constantly learn, and that's what we've introduced you to and how you can approach them. So the next step is building. Have your own projects on GitHub, ideas that you've thought of. Okay, how can we couple this thing together? Yeah, it can work. Boom. Put it as a code. Put it as a CloudFormation template or a Terraform code. Put it on your public GitHub repository. Right now, the next level, which I know many of you are looking for, is to get hired. Which I pray certainly I'm looking forward to seeing those change of designations on LinkedIn very soon. And you have to level up. So that's just a short wrap up. I'm not going to give time for questions, and I know there were a lot of questions at the first part, and I said, okay, let's have some of those questions now. So if there were any pending questions from the morning that we didn't have the time to take, or anything about that, about the cloud, DevOps, industry, rules, and like that, feel free to shoot them now. Yes, let me see if I'm monitoring the. Let me make sure I'm monitoring the.
Can I shoot?
Yes, please, you can shoot.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. I would say an insight, because it's just an eye opener to all of us. So I want to ask, because going through most of the job requirements, one thing that always stand out is they ask for work experience or years of experience. So for us, how is it gonna be? Because I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking in my head, should I say I have over 1 year experience? I don't know. I've been trying to wrap up.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I've been trying to make it up. So
I get
if
you.
you guide us on this, how do
Okay.
we package ourselves as regard
So
to work experience or years of
the
experience?
packaging, as you mentioned, is an art. Hmm. I learned this from one of my friends called Paul Adrian. You can Google him. Look, if you try to sell you maybe this glass of water, right, you feel so compelled that you have to buy this glass of water from him. So it's an art that you have to learn. The art of selling yourself, selling anything. It's an art. Any industry, engineer or not, needs to learn how to sell, right? That's one. The second part is the roles you're going for. Make sure you're going for. Don't just spray and looking for DevOps and senior DevOps engineer with the 5 years experience. Look for entry roles, associate junior engineer, associate platform engineer, junior engineer one, junior engineer there, so that it's kind of commensurate. They take into account that this person doesn't have many years of experience, maximum maybe 1 or 2 years of experience. How do you get the experience? volunteer. Volunteer in training, cloud training opportunities, volunteer in with your friends that have startup, even if it's unpaid, volunteer, take internships before take these 3 6 months as a solid time where you want to invest in self-development and internships. So but I've shared how you can donate like internships and volunteering opportunities. Right. So don't limit yourself to because you saw three. As I said, many roles you see there, nobody has 100%. Very maybe only 1% has 100% of the requirements. So the fact that maybe it's the only experience that you don't have doesn't mean that that's a third thing I want to add. That is the fact that you don't have 100% of the experience, or maybe they said 3 years experience, and you have only over 1 year, less than a year experience, doesn't mean that you won't apply. You can justify with your mouth, all right, that yeah, you can actually do the job that a 3 year experience owner holds. So it's all up to you. Firstly, get internships to solidify your knowledge of volunteer experience and use that to sell for as the experience for roles that now require more years of experience. So also be strategic. Don't just go for senior roles. I think that's a summary. I don't want to repeat myself. Does that help in some way?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome, Manu. Yes, I know many people went from okay, what's my public IP? I remember the lecture we were having for public IP. You're not the one working with you're not the one working with endpoints and Route 53 and knowing how DNS works and that's a journey. Wow, that's a journey. Yes, anyone has any comments or questions on
Okay, my question is this. Um, as we proceed, if you get to look at some of our GitHub repositories, we've done a lot of, just trying everything tryable. But it feels like, is there at any point a necessity for you to try to tweak some of your repos so that if a recruiter or anyone wants to go through it, because I mean it's like the way it is like an unkept and scattered house, like it's all over the place. So is it a good idea to probably make private some of the repos, or just try to tweak it just so that if someone
absolutely. In fact,
through your
if I
repo.
see absolutely, Otu. If in fact if I see a repo that it's only one time you committed to it, I see this might be actually a tombstone on an archive project. I want to see a repo where maybe the first comment was 1 year ago and 6 months ago. There are a lot of commits to it. There are a lot of improvement. That's the idea. FIFA 2025, there are maybe 1,000 commits in a day. FIFA 2026, 1,000, several commits. In fact, Windows OS, Microsoft, Apple, whatever application, WhatsApp, there are multiple commits every day. That's the way real world, because remember I said there's no 100% perfect solution. Nobody starts whole. It's only God that created man whole, one. Every other person, it was one iteration over the other, right? There's no, even iPhone, when they started, it was iPhone 1, iPhone 2. There's no 100% perfect. Even the best company in the world, Uber, Netflix, Amazon, we don't create 100% perfect solution. We create a solution and receive multiple updates. So your GitHub repository should be representing, okay, you went from this, then you this, then you improve this, you optimize. Maybe that time you're still learning how to comment, how to structure your code modular. Maybe all your code was just one line. Then the version 2, when you submitted another comment on the same project, you said that you now modularize. You said, okay, this person is growing it, has actually grown it. So the more you actually optimize your whatever all your repos, especially the public ones on GitHub, the more it shows that you're actually growing, not just static. No, because they represent the real life is not static. The real life is constantly changing. I don't know if you get my drift. So you absolutely need to optimize it and make it more modern. Optimize your code. If you had all the functions grouped together in just one block before, try to create multiple functions so that it can improve reusability. You spoke about modularizing and in your presentation. That was excellent presentation, by the way, too. I was very, very impressed. Spoke about modularization, use of variables. So let that also reflect that you've actually grown in the. Don't just create. It's not important to have 100 repos. I don't have 100 repos, but anything you have, see that they are version 1, version 2. And, that's the idea of Git, that you can make a commit, you can roll back, you can point your Lambda function to version 1, and maybe you made a commit, point to version 2, and maybe anything goes by, you can roll back to version 2. So you can always iterate over. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, you're welcome. Any other comments or questions? DevOps, latest DevOps engineers. I've seen someone come to this course and went from English background. English. Go and check out Opomola on English, and she's working as a platform engineer now. So I hope that also helps you, and that's in the UK. So don't be afraid to venture out into the if it's something that you really enjoy, you must be passionate. I love tech, I love computing, it must be something if it's something that you really enjoy, because trust me, there'll be days where, as Otu said, they were 2 weeks, they were looking for a line of code, a bug in the code. Most of the time, DevOps, that's why there's always a problem meme in the IT industry where you just someone, maybe Pablo Escobar sitting down, just thinking, right? That may means that a lot of developers, what they spend their time doing is just be thinking, how would they solve that problem? The actual time you spend writing the Terraform script is just maybe 10%. The bulk of the time you spend thinking, how can we couple it together? How can we couple it together? Where do we put this function? Which function variable should we declare first? That's the real brain work, right? I know agentic AI helps you with one of these things now, but um sitting down to type, learning the tools is just 10% of the 20%. Those operations, the logic behind it is what actually takes a longer time. So that's where you need to invest time. Yes. Any questions about the industry? And good to see you graduating. So I know it's a journey, and remember, you've come a long way. So I want to make it count. So please ask away, ask the questions away, even if there's no stupid question, right? Also, you need to build industry network, right? This person an expert in this thing. So anytime I have an issue, I have friends like that. This is guy's a database guy. So anytime on a database project that is turning my head, I need to optimize or tune. I know the person. So you need to have that network of people that you can always reinforcements. They can always call when when things are going south, right? And you build some of those, you made some of those network here in Cloud Booster Academy. So that's
Um,
one of the
um,
advantages. Yeah.
I've been seeing a couple of people talking about setting up labs at home. It really doesn't make a lot of sense, but they talk about how they're setting up their labs at home, their Kubernetes labs, and what's the idea? Not just the idea, but is there like an advantage to it? Because
Any of
to
those
us, it
things.
feels like everything you just open your laptop and then everything you can do everything online. So how does it make it any better or any different?
Good, good question. So, well, you can spin off any Kubernetes infrastructure in the cloud now, on any cloud provider. I don't see why you need to have a physical. My friends that have a physical, they are the guys that do a lot of migration of data from on-prem to cloud, so that when things get south, they can actually practicalize and see, okay, where in this part is it going bad? So if your work involves maybe a lot of migrations, or you need to own your own Kubernetes cluster. When you're running your Kubernetes cluster in cloud, there's the managed one and there's a managed one. There might some things that you might not tweak. For example, you might not be able to tweak the ENI, you might not be able to do fiber channeling on ENI interfaces, right? And your customer might actually be running their Kubernetes, might not be running cloud, might be running on their own data center where they have their own servers. Right. We still remember it's only 5% that have moved to the cloud, or 5% of workloads that have moved to the cloud. So the doesn't what works for someone might not work for everyone. Someone that is learning VMware, maybe his company is using VMware, they're using VMware in the cloud. I need to see how an EXSI physically works. I might buy a cheap, a used DLAT server, put it at home, install VMware EXSI host on it, and install some virtual machines, Linux or in Windows Server, and see how actually that vCenter experience. Well, it depends on how much of experience that person needs to perform a certain role. But for you DevOps engineers, your Kubernetes clouds need to be in cloud. I don't see why you need a physical cluster on premises, except someone is selling it maybe for $1 and just want to give it away, and you want to actually, you're very curious to see in the code or in the BIOS loading how everything works. But many of those things are abstracted to cloud now. Well, don't get me wrong, there's always the additional advantage if you know how on-prem infrastructure works, because many people are moving from on-prem to the cloud. So, but in the new era we had, the DevOps era, I don't see why you need to do that. Some people in their job, I have colleagues at work that have their own, was selling it recently. I said, what are you doing with the servers at home, it's okay. He explained why he was building his own cluster, whatever, and say, okay, I can understand because his job needed that. Maybe his customers were on premises and needed to see how things synchronize together and how to actually make it work or move to the cloud. He needed to actually connect server to the internet to see how he's going to migrate to. So different projects you might want to invest. Trust me, before any real application is released, they've done a lot of iterations. They've broken something, they've destroyed something. So it depends on how far you want to go. If you're trying to troubleshoot a problem that is nagging and you're not able to, in the cloud, you can't be going to our data center to remove this plug. What happens if I remove it? Is it this component that is failing? Sometimes if you really want to know the in and outs, you might want to have it physically. That's the only reason why I'll say maybe, but I don't see any reason why you should invest in it now. Many of those things you can easily play around with in the cloud. So different strokes for different people. Possible.
So I'm hoping that if and when we get to prepare for interviews, we can always come back and pull everyone that we can pull here to give us guidance.
Subject to availability anyway. So, but I'm always available on LinkedIn, and it's always
We'll find your availability zones and we'll.
Yeah, so we can always ask questions. Like I've seen people that were going for interview and they asked them to develop a meme app, and it was just an AWS blog I shared, and that helped the person and got the job. So ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. I got this question about this. What's the best way to do it? Ask questions. Be curious and have a very strong network group that you can reach out for technical problems. That helps. Yes. Do you have any more questions? Okay. I want to thank you all for your time, for your patience, and bearing with me. I know sometimes I speak very fast when I'm talking about technology because I really enjoy it. It's something I enjoy it. So also encourage you, carve a niche for yourself. If you enjoy it, pursue it, and you can just find a part that you actually enjoy that you want to do, and the the odds will be in your favor. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you for sharing your time with us. We'll be moving on to the next part of today's event, next agenda on the itinerary for today, and that will be testimonials. So I'll be calling us by name to share our testimonials. I will start with you, Emmanuel.
Thank you, Grace. Good day, everyone. It's Emmanuel. I'm back again. So today,
Hold on, Emmanuel. Apologies for interrupting. I see you have a plus one. Please adjust so that she comes into the frame. Let's see you both very well. You're welcome. It's lovely to see you too.
Thank you. So that is my support system. So he made me to be highly available till the end of this course. The little one is sleeping anyway, so I routed her traffic away from. Okay, good day, everyone. Today I would say I'm not just celebrating the Cloud DevOps certificate. I'm celebrating transformation, from what I used to be to what I am today. It was an amazing experience for me. For people that don't know me, I have a military background. I served in the military, was in the Air Force for a couple of years. I served meritoriously, and I resigned at some point, to be with my family. So it's the background was like, okay, transitioning from aviation to DevOps to cloud computing. So first of all, I want to appreciate NI UK platform through which I discovered Cloud Booster. And I will say joining Cloud Booster remains one of the best decisions I've ever made. Transitioning into cloud computing DevOps engineering, it wasn't an easy journey for me as a novice. Almost all of us have basic knowledge about computer, but talking about cloud computing and DevOps, it's kind of strange. So, and also for me, balancing family, full-time job, and other personal commitment, it was tough. But despite the challenges, as you can see me today, life I pulled through, and with my team members as well. So during the course of this journey, I had to unlearn, have to relearn things that I knew from the other background. Coming to this one, I have to adapt to a whole lot of, coming to the world of automation, pipeline, cloud infrastructure. But I would say for me, what kept me going was the passion, just like Charles said. If you want to learn anything, just be passionate about it. It will even make you enjoy the challenges. I used to tell my team member, and most of them might hate me, that is positively. For that, I tell them that if we are deploying, I love to see red. When you launch using VS Code, they will be like, God, I pray this thing go. I say, me, I pray we see red. You know why? If we see red and we troubleshoot it, we can never, you can never, we will have the issue maybe, but we'll always correct it because we've known it. If we are deploying using Jenkins, they'll be like, God, this thing is taking time. I say, I pray, let's have failure so that we'll trace it, and face it, and it will remain part of us. We'll never forget. So that was one of the journey I enjoyed, the passion, the curiosity to learn and know more. I will also say Cloud Boaster didn't just teach me DevOps tools. They taught me how to think like DevOps engineer, with a whole lot of class lab, assignment, hands-on projects, real world scenarios. When we started, I think every Monday, every Wednesday, they used to release updates. I'll be like, these people are stressing. But at some point, I got used to, because we just finished class on Saturday. We are even trying to get it into our head. On Monday, you are seeing assignment, you are seeing so many things. On Wednesday, they are saying drop-in section. Thursday, they are giving deadline for submission. You are thinking of, are they aware I have night shift to, So it's a battle between what you want, what they want to put into you, and what is obtainable. But you just have to juggle around it. So with all these class lab assignment, hands-on projects, and also most especially, they provided a well-guided and supportive learning environment. Most of us, me, for example, I've been on some platform. Let's say you want to learn on your own. You will actually start, but I promise you, you will drop. At times, it's dead on arrival. You will start, learning on your own. You'll be like, I can't keep myself. You move on, and that will be all. But this, they provided the well-guided learning, structured and learning platform. So I can beat my chest to say I, and also my cohort team members, we are never alone in the course of this journey. I have a lot, but to give others time to speak, so I just want to thank my family, my lovely wife, my little ones with her disturbance, but I kept on pushing. So discussing with my team members, most of them will be complaining, oh, shift, oh, this. All this why I think it was at the last part of it, I have to tell them, look, I have a little baby. It's just that my back end, I've been, I've been protecting my back end. If I should show you what I have in my back end, my database, you guys, the day they saw my baby, they were like, "Ah, you have baby and you every day you are showing up." I said, I have no choice. I signed for this, and the one manner I get to the end. So people were like, if this guy, he has a little one that he takes care of, he work full time, he has family. We don't even have family. We are complaining. So I think it was an inspiration. And to everybody out there as well, I would like you to borrow a leaf from this. And to my facilitators, I want to thank you for the push, for the encouragement throughout the journey. To my teammates, thank you for being there for me and for the team spirit you all displayed. I'm proud to say you guys are the best, and I will want us to keep up this spirit. When somebody was saying he can't wait for the graduation, me, I was saying I feel somehow graduating. I just want to continue because of the family, on the lighter mood, I would say if there is a way they will say you have to repeat, Emmanuel, I would prefer to, to continue to be with the Cloud Booster just to keep learning because they were there for me all through, for all of us. So, and I will also say to the entire Cloud Booster family, thank you for opening our eyes. It was as if you guys gave us I won't say it's a forbidden fruit, but you gave us a fruit that we ate for these 18 weeks, and it opened our eyes to cloud computing, to DevOps world, and also for providing us a well-structured and guiding learning platform, which is second to none. And finally, to anyone watching this, I just want you to know that you can do it. Some of us, we thought we can't make it. We made it. We are so engaged. We still made it. We had financial challenges. In fact, some people have to borrow. You will enjoy it. In fact, you will enjoy it tomorrow. Just anything you can do just to transition, do it. You will not regret it. So whether you are switching careers, starting fresh, or looking to level up, I will have to recommend Cloud Booster. It's a launching pad for you. It's a launching pad that you need. Please go for it. You will thank me later. And for me personally, I would say this is just the beginning, and I pray for better days ahead. Thank you all for listening.
Wow, amazing. A round of applause for Emmanuel. That was quite rousing. Congratulations again on completing the training. And shout out to your support system and the junior cloud DevOps engineer you have in the house. Yay! Amazing. Well done. Big, big, big well done. All right, so up next is Cherish. Hi, Cherish. Over to you.
Hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're listening. Let me just catch my breath because, man, it has been a roller coaster. It has been a huge, huge, huge journey, a huge, huge sprint. This one is not marathon, this one is sprint. And he must enter, and he entered. I mean, Grace was saying, sum up your experience in one word. I mean, this one is not one word. It's not a one-word situation. I had to really prepare. I have my write-up here. I had to I didn't want to miss anything. I documented every single thing. I can remember when we started this training, and our mentor, the CEO of Cloud Booster, said something. She said, write, make a pledge. Say that you must finish this training. Like, say it on the comment section, you must finish this training. And everyone made that pledge. And look at us now. We can proudly call ourselves cloud DevOps engineers, even though we are still, we are not sure yet. We are still winging it. If it's Evelyn, she likes to wing it a lot. Even though we are still winging it, but at least we have the foundation. We have everything that we need to, skyrocket and be whatever we want to be. I just want to say that it's been an amazing, amazing journey. I started in February, with a deep sense of gratitude and pride and reflection. Completing this training at Cloud Booster, has not only strengthened me, it has, given me that technical skills. It has also redefined the way I approach problem solving, collaboration, and innovation. I came in with curiosity, quite all right. I came in with determination. Before I came in, I was like, what is cloud all about? Like, I was really, really curious to know what this cloud was all about. I was ready to bridge that gap between theory and real world application and see how they linked. And throughout this journey, I've had the privilege to engage with, Cloud Booster's curriculum that is rich, rigorous, and rewarding, and also very standardized in the industry. From mastering the fundamentals of infrastructure as code using Terraform to automating CI/CD pipelines in Jenkins. If you don't know what CI/CD pipelines, it is continuous integration and deployment. To securing our resources on IAM and deploying REST cloud services on AWS. I've grown so confident in my ability to build, scale, and support cloud native resources. But in these experiences, it wasn't just about technology. For me, it was about the people. Every one of you were amazing. The encouragement from our facilitators, the instructors, the alumni that pop in here and there to help us with our project, the late nights troubleshooting with peers, Julian's, oh, come on. At the end of each lab, when we see that breakout room timer, Julian will also always say, oh, come on, because he hasn't finished his lab. you know I mean, all those experiences with Emmanuel, that's always using his technical terms like deploy your red errors in EU West availability zone for high availability, all those stuff Emmanuel says, which simply means that send your reds. He has mentioned he likes to see reds. He's always a firm believer of the more reds we see, the more we learn, which was what everybody imbibed with, and which was how we grew, basically. I mean, it became a culture for us and a continuous improvement with shared successes. But still speaking on people, there is someone like very, very special I would like to mention. Early in this training, Cloud Booster paired me with an accountability partner, Evelyn. And what a gift she has turned out to be. From late night troubleshooting to collaborating our first serverless project, which was, very successful, to we meeting at the AWS summit. And to my greatest surprise, she handed me a business card customized with my name, address, and printed in large quantity, guys. This was like, I wasn't even expecting it, you know. So I was like, she made me feel, that confidence, and made me walk into, the event space confident and prepared. That simple act of kindness captured who she really is and reminded me of why this journey has not just been about tech, but it has been about connection, it has been about support, it has been about unexpected friendships and the power for us to move forward. To the entire team of Cloud Booster, thank you for believing in our potential. And my fellow learners turned DevOps engineering graduates, thank you, Oluwatomi, Otu, Stephen, Samuel, Otobong, Josh, and Oprima, for the encouragement, the honesty, and shared determination. We came in as students, we are living as builders, we are living as problem solvers, we are living as long life learners. So thank you again, because it has been an absolute, absolute pleasure learning with each and every one of us. This is not just the end, it's only a beginning, and I'm stepping forward proud and ready with gratitude in my heart. Thank you very much.
Cherish came with onions today. She was very prepared. Big well done, Cherish. That was really touching and very wow. That was a lot. But congratulations again on
Thank
being
you.
one of those that made it to the end, like you pledged at the beginning of the training. I'm so proud of how far you've come and how much you have grown. Up next is Julian. Hi, Julian.
Hi. Good morning, afternoon, evening to everyone. Hi, I'm Julian. This journey wasn't easy or hasn't been easy, but I'm proud to say that I was able to finish. I was also part of those who pledged in the chat box, and I'm finally here on the graduation day. Transitioning from accounting to a tech background wasn't easy for me from the beginning. But I was always keen to have interest in IT background. And from the beginning, the fear was there, but thanks to Bemisola, aka some of the facilitators, um, their teaching and tutoring was very exciting and helped us to understand some of the course, even though it was the first lecture won't be easy to grasp, but they always tell you to go back and watch the prerequisites and the videos to help you remember everything they learned, they taught. But yeah, during the project, Emmanuel was my team leader, so I'm one of those who have been saying that we don't want to see any reds, and we don't like seeing any reds in our Python and all our codings. But yeah, he's a great team leader. I appreciate and give him the shout outs. It hasn't been easy, but he's been a great team leader. I think the military roles give him the power to take us to, because some of us wouldn't have been able to continue this journey, but thanks to him, he's been able to carry us on. He's been a great team leader. I've been able to cooperate with some of my team members. And yeah, thank you very much, Cloud Booster, for pairing us with some of our buddies. This group really taught us a lot. Anytime we're having a group meeting, sometimes we talk about our personal lives, and it helps us carry on through the course. Cherish, Evelyn, Otu, Samuel, Olua, thank you all for the projects and the meetings, the late nights, the debugging, the troubleshooting. Troubleshooting wasn't part of my this thing at all. But thanks to my team, I was able to learn how to troubleshoot. Anytime I see red, it will help us learn more to solve some of the issues. Then to yes, to our facilitators, yes. I think most of them did really well, but some of them, I think because of their background, um, how they were explaining, you won't be able to grasp in the first place. But I think when you watch some of the videos, you'll be able to grasp what they've taught you. And the tech world is an amazing. I was eager to join and see what was really going on in the tech world. So I'll recommend anybody who is trying to transition or join the tech world, the person should go through Cloud Booster Academy, because their teaching is very insightful and they can help you grasp anything you don't know or anything that's alien to you. And I think now most of the tools they taught us, I'm not alien with them. I can say I'm familiar with some of them, especially AWS console. We have Python, we have Terraform, Jenkins, Dockers, Kubernetes, and what have you. So I can say when I go, I'm now in the tech world. So when I go for an interview or we're with a friends talking about tech world, I can now boldly say, I know this, I know that. Yes. So thank you very much, Cloud Booster, for taking me through this journey. I've been able to form a family, and my group members, we're hoping for more projects ahead of us. Maybe when we when we do another project, we can join the drop-in session on Wednesday for you to access us. Then we go to the real world. Thank you very much, Cloud Booster.
Amazing. Thank you, Julian. It was a pleasure having you join us this time around. And congratulations on completing your training and becoming a cloud DevOps professional. Next up is Evelyn. Hi, Evelyn. Over to you.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm really happy to be here today. Like Emmanuel said, there's this feeling where you just don't want to stop this whole academy. But then it then reminds me that it's a continuous learning process and we all have to keep learning anyway. I just also want to appreciate Bemisola for starting this and to say thank you for being an amazing mentor. I remember you said, just promise you're going to finish. You're not going to stop. You're not going to give up. And I know that kept ringing in my head because I remember sometime in May, I had a surgery and I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? But for some reason, that kept ringing in my head. I had the likes of Emmanuel, I had Cherish, Julian, Josh, and I had good people around me, OT, just literally just encouraging me and all. So I just wanted to say that thank you so much. Emmanuel, being in like your group for the first start, I feel like you kind of like helped and kickstarted me to lead my group as well. Imagine being with a military person and to be honest, like Emmanuel was acting like he didn't have work in the next 2 hours. We'll be on the call at 4 a.m. I'm like, you're leaving your house at 6 a.m. or something for work? Emmanuel, yeah. But he's pretty much on there to support and help. The likes of Cherish as well. The lady would have work at night. The daytime, she's not sleeping. She's up trying to like help out and all. So sometimes these people are up at night to help you with your own troubleshooting, not even their own. It's like, what kind of human beings are this? And for me, right, I don't want to list all the tools and all the things that we've learned in this process, because for me, I would say it's the people that really, really makes this thing worth it. Having to develop emotional intelligence in this process is very paramount. Like every single one of you has really, really helped me in this process. Julian paying for our meeting links to a point whereby I think I mistakenly joined that link. And between me and you, let's not talk about what we saw in that day. But anyway, sorry. I think at a point he was giving us his church link to use. And then we all logged on and ended up joining the session where we were all praying. Accidentally. So I want to say, I know everybody has sacrificed one way or the other, but I don't want to dwell in this too much, right? And let me just summarize this and just let you focus on the main thing, right? That I just want to express. It's the emotional intelligence, it's the people, it's the fact that I've met people, I've been paired with good buddies, in the last few days, Otobong, we've spent hours on the call talking about life, people have been through ups and downs, but they're still here. So I just composed spoken word because this is one of my passion for you guys and I hope you enjoy it. It's titled Show Up. So do it tired, do it strong, do it asleep, just do it. Show up even when life feels heavy. This is not just tech, it's a legacy, right? We came from lands, from different scars and different sands, some from desk jobs, from care jobs, and even bar jobs. Some with dreams that fell so far, but Cloud Booster called us. We answered yes. To become the best, DevOps engineers, and even Cloud Best. We didn't have the same thumbprint, we had the same intent. Desire to become successful and be different from where we are right now. To learn, to build, to break, to breathe, to find the code, breathe, grieve. From I am, identity access management roles to Docker flows, Kubernetes pods where microservices goes, from Jenkins build to Terraforms, we learn to weather, regardless of the weather or even any storms, we stand tall. That watch told us how we're doing. Ansible scripts kept us moving. EC2 we sprung with pride. Our dreams no longer had to hide. How did you learn to do what you do? By failing, by seeing those reds and troubleshooting, retrying, then breaking through, by crying some nights, pushing through, kids commute through the fights. We kept on fighting. How did you learn how to think how you think? I rewrote my mind and started to think like a DevOps engineer, having a perspective of a DevOps and a solution architect through the help of Bemisola. Subconsciously roles were old and cold, but I dug deep and reset the code. I came from a cockroom, bartender role, sales roles, but purpose called me another way. 19 years in this country, keep searching for my fate. Felt so confused, but now I found Cloud Booster. Now I know. Now I troubleshoot and now I automate. Yes, life is a fight. Some lost family members, some were sick, some dropped out, some lost sleep. But we showed up. We dug deep. Surgery couldn't stop me, pain tried to drop me, but Emmanuel kept me showing up like a G. No water, no excuse, just reliability. Cherish, somebody kept me going even when I wanted to give up. Troubleshooting, she said, girl, you can do it. You are not alone. Julian said, you can wing it, just show up and own it. Josh kept on helping me and ensuring that I'm aligned. And he said to me, you have given me hope and now I feel I can do it. So I knew I couldn't give up because of those who were relying on me. Otobang, like an angel sent from above, showed up every time we went through our project. Through madness, stress, and missing pieces, she brought calm into the clouds. We built more than pipelines and code. We built a tribe and heavy load of love, of tech and rising skills, of learning patience, staying still. We checked in when someone was missing. Oh, where is Helen? Where is Ebon? Where is Evelyn? Manuel and Cherish kept looking. Julian kept searching. Josh kept looking. AK message. Grace message. Are you okay? Yes, I am. The send voice notes, calls, and kept insisting that life may punch you, but you will still stay here. We are behind you to listen and love you, to engineer you. Because empathy is DevOps too. It's soft skill wrapped in what we do. It's hearing headaches and not comparing, but saying, Fred, I am here and I care. Some days we doubted and felt like fire, but late night calls and study squad turned imposters into engineer. The imposter syndrome is gone now, I believe, and I'm sure you do, that you can do it. We faced the screen, we faced our fear, we thought we learned, we faced it on. Helped someone else, we helped each other even at 3 a.m. at dawn, before dawn. And when someone asked me for aid, confidence grew. A warrior was made. I was like, whoa, you trust me to teach you too? This journey wasn't black and white. It was gray, it was gold, it was sleepless nights, it was scripts that broke and teammates who spoke words of life that kept us afloat. Josh is so calm and cool and wise. Steven so is a genius with a calm eyes. Otobang, a babe with a sweeter soul. Oprima, a man of his word, a manner, a soldier, soldiering so bold. Cherish my ginger-based Texas heart of gold. We even went to church too to pray to make sure that we were able to achieve our goals. Julian, a silent pastor. We will expose you too. Samuel singing with his cool voice too. I put you on mute while you were singing too, and that really motivated me. Otu, so cool and articulated. Tommy, never afraid to troubleshoot. This class, this crew, this force, this might, we stay true to the storm, we earned this right. Cloud Booster gave us more than tech. It taught us life, respect, and pet, of ego's pace and being kind, of taking time to stretch our mind. When you land that devil's job, remember more than tools, it's souls, it's kindness wrapped in yam codes, it's terraforming someone's road, it's doing it tired, it's doing it strong, it's doing it afraid, it's just doing it even wrong. Just show up. Show up for yourself, show up for others. The sky is cloud. The world is new. You're not just graduates, we're all cloud crusaders, cloud boosters, code invaders, impact makers. We started clueless, but now we're troubleshooting greatness. Cloud Booster family, we made it. Now go out there and show yourself, guys. Thank you. Wow.
We'll just let's have 1 minute to take all of this in. Does anyone want to give Evelyn her flowers before we move on? Because we can't just move on from this. What?
Go and give flower.
Emmanuel, you're muted.
I'm moved. Even the bunch of flower I'm coming with, I don't even know how
I'm
to.
even more motivated right now. It feels like I can move the wall.
For people that say they can't wait to graduate, you can see.
I want to come back.
So it's a cloud booster effect, and we are grateful for this. It can only happen in cloud booster. So someone out there listening, come and join us, and you will learn more than the DevOps. You will learn more than the cloud computing. It's about humanity. It's about empathy. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That was truly, truly beautiful, Evelyn. Thank you so much for honoring us in that manner. Otobong, you're next. The bar has been raised. So, yeah, good luck going at that.
Hello, everybody. That bar is very high, definitely sets very high. And I think it's just a testament to the type of person that Evelyn is and every other person in Cloudbuster that has gone through this journey. Everyone has said a lot, so I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. I remember being in the departure hall of an airport, taking the first class and just hearing everybody share their experiences, introduce themselves and also make that pledge that has been talked about a lot. And looking back at the journey, it's definitely been a journey. I don't think you'll really have words to describe the change that has happened in the past couple of weeks, but it's definitely a change that has impacted every single person positively. It's been an intense experience. Assignments, labs, intensive classes, being literally in front of a screen from 9 till about 5 p.m. every single Saturday is not for the faint of heart. And then you're done. And depending on how much you have to do, sometimes you have to wait back to meet with your team members. And some people could just not be asked. It's like, look, I'm done. I don't have energy. I'll see you later. But all of that definitely paid off. I guess by reason of our groups and just having accountability partners along the way, it also gave a window into what everybody was juggling. Everybody here had responsibilities. Nobody here was just sitting at home, counting, I don't know, whatever. Every single person had responsibilities, but everybody showed up every single week. Even on weeks where we did not show up, it was like the next week you picked up, you had, support, you had somebody to still keep you going. And that's one of the things that you really can't buy and you really can't explain it away. In terms of the knowledge gained, I think Cloud Booster has definitely set a very solid foundation. With the various teaching styles of our facilitators and how they were able to draw from their personal experiences, I've definitely gained so much. Beyond the technical aspects, just being able to ask questions in class and just watch the way people's minds worked and explored the topic that was being handled. That was just very beautiful to see. So we've definitely gained a solid foundation. We've gained the knowledge, but we've gained more than that. Speaking on community and supports, we've talked a lot about that today, but I'll just like to shout out to some specific people. And please, by no means am I trying to discredit or downplay the efforts that everyone has put into this, but just a few people. Emmanuel, I didn't get a chance to work with Emmanuel on any project, but I remember coming into class every Saturday and Emmanuel's video is constantly on. I'm like, who is this guy? Who is this guy exactly? And Emmanuel was just very inspiring. He didn't have to say too much, but just seeing Emmanuel on the call every Saturday was enough to keep you going. And having him ask those questions that maybe you thought about, but you thought maybe was a silly question or it did not matter. Emmanuel was, I guess, our voice, and he asked those questions that brought clarity to all our experiences and the knowledge that we were gaining. I also like to mention Tomi and Otu. I remember our very first group project, and Tommy was in transit, and we had the deadline approaching. And Tommy was like, yeah, let's hop on a quick call. And that was literally what started our, I guess, our journey to finishing that project. We then had to start troubleshooting. At some point, Tommy would get stuck. I'll get past that level. We then have to teach each other, what did you do? How did you debug? How did you troubleshoot? And then maybe I get ahead and then I'm stuck and then Otu takes on the baton. So it was just bouncing ideas off each other, and that was just very beautiful to see. Finally, Evelyn. Evelyn was literally the person who held my hands throughout this second project. There were many times I was not on the call, but Evelyn would be like, Osi, are you okay? This is all we did. This is how you can catch up. And she just made sure that every single person was not left behind. And definitely, this shows that Cloud Booster is not just about the knowledge. The knowledge can be gained. You can, read up or whatever. It's more about the community and the people that you meet along the way that make the journey all worthwhile. And I remember our final labs last week. It hit me for a second that we're actually going to miss this. We're actually going to miss this because I remember having a conversation with Tolu and Evelyn. And he was like, oh, this is the final lab. Can't believe I'm not going to see you guys next week. And I'm like, what do you mean we're not going to, see that pop-up notification? Oh, we're inviting you to join breakout room 1. And then they're like, oh, please share your screen. And you're just there like, what do I share? I haven't even started. I'm behind. But that's definitely something I would miss. And it just goes to show that Cloud Booster will let you know that you don't have to go through it alone. And beyond that, you can definitely do it. It might seem daunting. It might seem like an uphill task. It might look like something you've never experienced before. But within Cloud Booster, you're given the opportunity to grow and just thrive in that environment where, regardless of, doubting yourself or feeling like an imposter, you're actually learning and being changed in the process. So just a big thank you to all our facilitators. Bemi, honorary mention. Bemi has been such an anchor throughout this process. AK, thank you. FDA, Charles, Salima, Tosin, Dari, Emmanuel, Opera, your Grace, Ife. Trying to think if I missed anybody. But just apologies if I missed everyone, but a huge, huge, huge thank you to everybody who has contributed to this journey in one way or another. And I guess looking forward, I really pray that we all get the jobs and get established in our fields of interest. I know that there are a few people looking to transition. There are a few people just looking to, combine the skills that we've gained with their current line of work. So I just really pray that we're established in our various fields and that everybody finds satisfaction and begins to make the money. So yes, thank you everybody. And it was such an amazing experience doing this with every single one of you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Otobok, for sharing that with us. That was truly touching and intentional. Up next, we'll be calling Oluwatomi.
Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Oluwatomi. I just want to say thank you to everyone. Evelyn, I loved your spoken word. It was just amazing. Like I was moved, I was motivated. It feels like a compensation for the journey we've gone through. I could literally relate to everything that you said. And I just want to talk about my journey briefly and it's been a journey. Sometimes I felt like I was drowning and I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I remember when I first jumped on a call with Gbemisola then and I told her that I wanted to like join, I wanted to start tech and I didn't know where to start from because I didn't actually have a background at all. And I was just saying that I've been hearing of Python, I've been hearing of JavaScript, but I didn't know anything. Like I feel lost. Like it feels like I'm walking into a place and I don't know what I'm doing. And she was like, come on, Cloud Booster. And she sold it to me. I was sold, but I was still very, very much afraid. Then I remember the first class where we had the pledge and everybody was hyped for it. We're all saying, yes, I'm going to finish, I'm going to finish. And yes, we started very strong and I was really hyped for it. The labs were like it was always my best part during any classes that we had because it felt like okay, everything they've been saying, I get to experience it, I get to explore it, I get to know what like they're finally talking about. So I was always looking forward to the lab. And I remembered my first project, like the late nights, the time me and OT, Ebon, we had to put so much time into our project. Then we had our presentation, and it felt like the judges were very good. They made us feel okay, but I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. I remember after that presentation, I literally shed tears. Then AK reached out to me, I think the week after, and it was like, hope you're doing good. He even called me a cloud professional, and I was like, what's this man saying after this project? Like I felt like I did nonsense. So he hyped me up and I felt like myself again. And I also remembered when were invited to become facilitators, I felt like, facilitators, are you for real? And it just made me think more of myself. It motivated me to like want to do more. It made me want to always show up. It stretched me out beyond my limit, and I was happy to stretch with it. So this experience was just like one of a kind for me. And I just want to say, I just want to shout out to Emmanuel, like everything everyone has been saying about him is like literally true. When Otis said that, Otis said that his video is always on. And I'm like, what's wrong with this man? Why is his video always on? Literally, when I'm joining by night, I am still in my bed. So my voice that's why I don't even talk most times. And my voice is still very cracked. I'm like, this one is already wearing his clothes and this video is on. I'm like, please, I can't be bothered. But when I got like the chance to work with him on a close basis. I get to see like it's just a motivation for people around him. He always shows up, he pulls you along, even when you feel like you're not doing enough, he motivates you. So, Emmanuel, thank you so much. I was so glad to work with you on this project. Also, shout out to Julian, to Otto Bong. You're such an amazing person. I remember our first project, you showed up, you were part of the reasons why I showed up for my first project because I couldn't be bothered. It just felt like we were not doing enough, but your presence there just made everything worth it. Shout out to O2. You're such, I don't know what to say. Like, he just keeps showing up. You see him, he's at work, but his video is there. Is sometimes he will talk small, but you still hear the background. And it just pushed me to do further and to like, I just want to keep showing up. And I just want to shout out to everyone in Cloud Booster. This was a learning curve for me. I am like, I look back to the first introduction I did and what I am today, and I'm like, wow, Oluwatomi, you definitely did this. Like, I am so like I'm knowledge. I know what I'm saying. It's not like I'm just reading out from anything. I know what I'm saying. I know what this is. This is that. I remember I had a conversation with someone recently, and the person was like, "Oh, are you into?" I said, "I'm into tech and I'm learning." And we started having conversations, and I was talking in tech words, and the person was like, "Really? You know what you're saying?" I was like, "Ah, Cloud was now you like you guys made me to be able to have conversations in tech, and I know what I'm saying." So I just want to shout out to everybody, to AK, to Salima, to Tolu. Thank you guys. I can't wait to keep keep the fire burning for myself to be able to learn more and also establish myself. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Big congratulations, Tommy. And we are proud of how far you've come and the fact that you can now hold your own down when it comes to tech. Congratulations. Next up is Steven. Hi, Steven.
Hi everyone.
Okay. Hi, Steven. We can hear you. Please go for
Okay,
it.
hi everyone. I'm sorry I can't turn on my video at the minute. I want to appreciate Cloud Booster because when I joined, I was looking for a way to better, to better my knowledge of DevOps and cloud generally. I've begun studying about AWS before I joined Cloud Booster, but it was also theoretical, and I didn't actually have I couldn't put them all together. But um, joining the program are now quite intense, it is, and then there is always a prompt, there's always something to do, always an assignment and everything. It really helped me to it really gave me the much needed hands-on experience, and then the practicals. So much so that about a couple of weeks back I began building, I know, out of apparent boredom, I began building a virtual assistant for my home, which will be hosted, in the house, and which can be spoken to like Alexa, and which would respond, in my voice. Have a repo on GitHub, and the fact that I could start that was nothing short of the effect of Cloud Booster, and this has really jump started my confidence and my ability to be able to look at, tech and all of the other paraphernalia in a whole new light. And I want to appreciate everyone in the cohort. Thank you so much for, despite the fact that everyone seems to be, busy, and then there are life challenges and so many other things, everyone has really put in their best and done as much as possible. Thank you so much for the facilitators. Thank you so much for constantly trying to make things possible and then trying to encourage. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you, Steven, for sharing with us, and congratulations on, you know, completing the training and on building your own virtual assistant. We'd love to see how that project turns out when you're done with it. So please keep us in the loop. Next up is Samuel. Hi, Samuel. Are you able to speak?
Yeah. Good afternoon,
Okay.
everyone. Good
Hi, we
afternoon.
can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. The bar is actually really high, so I'm not just going to shoot myself on the foot. I'm not going to do I'm not going to say what I'm not going to say anything that is out of the ordinary. Everybody have said what I actually wanted to say. But first and foremost, I want to thank the facilitators for this wonderful project, this course. It's actually it's very, very deep. It's robust. Thank you very much. I also want to thank my first accountability partner, Julian. Um, Also my team lead, Oga Emma. I agree to. Thank you very much. I always call him Oga Emma every time I call him Oga Emma because he's more than a team leader. He actually encouraged me. He was like, ah, we could drag you, would practically drag you to finish this course. And I thank God that it actually happened. I want to also say a huge thank you to all my other colleagues and teammates. Um, Oluwatomi, the mother of our group. Yes, I would just want to say thank you to her and the rest. Cherish, Evelyn, every other person, thank you. I really learned a lot. I never knew anything about cloud computing and DevOps. I was on my way to work last year, December, and I was actually thinking of how to make my life better. And I reached out to a friend in Nigeria who is in IT, and I asked him what he actually was doing. He said he was a cloud administrator, and he encouraged me to learn about cloud computing. That was what prompted me to search online for cloud computing, and I was able to see Cloud Booster, and that's how my journey started. He was always actually monitoring me on a weekly basis to actually know what I'm learning. That's my friend. And he got to when he asked me, "What are you guys doing today?" And I was like, "We're learning Terraform. After Terraform, we would learn some other things like cloud formation and the rest." He said, "Ah, you've passed me, oh. Me, I don't know anything about Terraform. Oh. I don't know anything about this. I don't know. You're already a boss." I said, "No, uh, it's just what we are learning." And the next question he asked us after 10 minutes was like, "Where are you learning it from?" And I said, "Cloud Booster." I said, "Just send it to me. I'll check it out." And that's how I started also telling people about it. Those who actually wish to know about it, also about Cloud Booster. It's been a wonderful experience. I just think everybody in the group one, for this our project. Thank you. Thank you for dragging me along. Emmanuel, Otu, Julian. I close my shift around 10 p.m., get home around 11 p.m. I will work till 1, 2, and I have to go for shift again around 7 a.m. Thank you. The last one, I was even like, "Emmanuel, please, I want to sleep. I want to sleep." But all the same, I just want to say thank you all. It's really been it's been a great pleasure. I am really, really happy, and I don't take it for granted. The knowledge has I have evolved from not knowing anything about cloud computing and DevOps to somebody who knows a little, and with constant practice, more confidence will arise. I just want to say thank you to everybody, and God bless. Thank you.
Well done. Congratulations, Samuel, and thank you for sharing with us. Guys, we are pressed for time, but we'll just quickly um, take a couple of more people and we'll be done with this session. Up next is Josh. Hi, Josh.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
It's nice to be a member of this great community. I remember how I started. I spoke to a friend in US. She was in UK, and then she was like, "What are you thinking of doing?" I told her, "Well, I'm thinking of going into IT, but I'm confused as to what aspect to go for." I was just like, "Why not go into cloud engineering, security and stuff?" I was like, "Oh, I have no idea what those things were about." And then she reached out to Gbemi and she told me someone was going to speak to you about it. And Gbemi sent me a couple of videos, YouTube videos. I watched it. And then I was like, "Well, this sounds interesting." And I'm one who is always inquisitive, wants to learn new things. And I've always have this love for IT. So I spoke to Wimi a couple of times and I told her, "Okay, let's get started." The amount of support I've gotten, especially from Wimi, is beyond words. I would say it's incredible. I'm using her words now back to her. If she's on the platform, I'm telling her now that she's incredible. She understands what I'm talking about, obviously. uh, Um, I'm not one to speak much, but I think that's just what I would say. The community is incredible, like everyone has said concerning Ima. It's like coming on the platform and you're seeing one face, not just popping on your face. And you know, and I won't want to call so many names. Everybody on the platform, the students, the tutors, Everyone, you've just been incredible. Lately, I've been passing through a little bit of stress, and Evelyn, you are God sent. Thank you very, very, very much. Your words of encouragement meant and means a lot to me. Thank you all. And I hope that we'll all meet at the top to share more testimonies and stories in the nearest future. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh, and congratulations for finishing the training. Um, Next up is Otu. Hi, Otu.
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. And I think I shared a bit of my testimonials at the start, so I'm not going to bore us so much. But before I proceed, I think I just want to thank two people that have stood out in the course of this program. Sorry, pardon my extra voice. It's AK. I'm not sure. Anyway, that AK is incredible, and Ife is another extraordinary person who was a face we've had to see every Saturday. And now, first off, I didn't think I would make it this far because I started up, I think, a couple of weeks into the training, so I seem to have had quite a backlog of things to catch up on. So it was quite difficult because prior to this time, I've been thinking of what what part of IT would I definitely want to go into, and it was quite a bit of a struggle because I've seen a couple. I have my elder brother is into networking. So and then it always feels intimidating, and I'm like, no, I need the part of IT that is not all that stress. And I, I mean, less stress and more money. But when I saw the advert of Cloud Booster, when I saw the advert of Cloud Booster, I decided to want to give it a try. I ran it through my wife, and she was like, "Do you think you'd be able to handle it?" And I'm like, "If not for anything, the for the amounts that we have to pay, taking it to the end is is I mean, there is just no two ways about it." But I really want to thank Grace for having to have encouraged me as much as possible. Though at the point she had said, "Do you want to wait till the next cohort?" I was like, "It's better to start now." And I'm glad I started now, because if I didn't start now, probably I wouldn't have had to meet Emma and a whole lot of other amazing people. I didn't get the chance to work with Evelyn and Steven. I didn't get a chance to work with yeah, a couple of us that but I'm glad that I met each and every one of you. So I'm not sure if there is anyone on this call at the moment that just came to witness the graduation, or is just wanting to um decide if they want to try out Cloud Booster. I can only but say that you should. If it's the last thing you have to do, just give it a go. Give it a go for what it is worth, because you're not going to regret it. A couple of days ago, we saw a work placement that said £144,000 was the pay, and I think everybody's ears came up. I was like, wait, is that a reality? And so I think that now became much of our motivation. Like, and I know we are not going to get 144K on the first go, but trust me, with the background that we've gotten and with the foundation that has been laid, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. So the curriculum is amazing. Like, it is top notch in such a way that everything that you need to know to start up. I don't know the personal group of people that had to put up this curricula, but kudos to all of you. Like, the facilitators are equally amazing. Like, everyone knows what every one of our facilitators and knows their onions. Like, they didn't fall short in any aspect. Like, there was no question that someone had to say, okay, I'll come back and get back to you. Like, they had the answers there and then. So, and it's we may not know too much to be able to ask very technical questions, but so far so good. It's good to know that your teacher knows what they're doing, and they're guiding you right. So I know a lot of things still look strange. I told my colleagues that as soon as this training finishes, I have to go and start from the beginning, because a lot of things that we learned in the course of the training, by the time we went into the project, it made a whole lot of sense. And so if you need to go back to learn, it would be easier to understand much of what the training was about and what the facilitators were saying. So I think it's really good. I am hopeful that like one of the guests that was brought on some time ago, to I think Ebun Oluwa, who said that she took like a year before she was able to fully transition to what she's doing now. I am hopeful that each and every one of us in this cohort and everyone that gets to pass through Cloud Booster would take not too long, to be able to transition and then get into the field heads on. And but long and short, it's all good, and I'm grateful to each and every one of you, and hope to see us in the journey ahead and doing great things. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Utu. Thank you for sharing with us. Because of time, like I said earlier, we'll just have to continue with the program for today. And next up, I'll be inviting our lead instructor and founder, Bimi Sola, to take us through the award ceremony. Hi, Bimi. Over to you, please.
Hello, everyone. I mean, I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, we can.
I don't even know how to explain the emotions I'm feeling right now, but I'm just really, really proud of everyone. I'm a bit emotional because you guys have, I mean, you guys really caught the spirit of what we're doing at Cloud Booster. And I don't think any cohort has really, really been able to express it this much. I love the liberty. I mean, that spoken word, that spoken word by Evelyn was just beautiful. And even when I was watching your presentation, so I'll do the award ceremony, but I just want to say a few things first, right? Even when I was listening to your presentation in the morning, I'm like, actually, you guys have really, really tried. So before I go on, I just want you guys to give yourselves a round of applause, please. Just celebrate yourselves. Celebrate yourselves. Every single person. You have done so well, and we are proud of every single one of you. Emmanuel, Cherish, Julian, Oti, Otu, Evelyn, Josh, Samuel, everyone, Stephen, every single person. We are so proud of you. Honestly, for me, I feel like you caught that spirit. And that's why Emmanuel said something that really touched me so much, that beyond the training, it was about the empathy, because those are the elements that we really, really were particular about when we're building what, has continued to evolve to what we have today. We wanted something that was different from what other people were offering out there. We wanted something that people would know that you can do it. I'm so glad many of you referred to the affirmation you took, and you're going to take another one today. I have another one for you because most of you referred to it, so we're still going to take another one at the end. But you guys caught the spirit. I love the liberty. I love, I saw your presentation. I saw the style of presentation. Really, really good feedback from the judges, right? And that's something you should take into account. So the first now says that I'm really, really proud of all of you. Big well done to you. You really deserve the accolades, and I'm proud that you guys were able to complete your training. Not everybody that started is here today, but you guys are here today. We are so proud of you. So a few things I'd like to share with you, and then we'll go into the award ceremony, and then we'll talk about the next quote. So I want you to please, some of you are like, oh, we're leaving Cloud Booster, last class, blah, blah, blah. I wish I could be here. Please, you're not leaving. We're always here. And that's what we tell you guys, right? We have an alumni community, and I'm sure that we've communicated this, in your classes and all of that. We have an alumni community, and we love all of you to be a part of it. You guys are going to get refunded your exam fees. We want you to go ahead and book your exam, book your AWS exam. You can literally take it next month. See, the thing is, there's something that scripture says, you strike when the iron is hot. Like, I don't know if it's in scripture, but Apostle says it a lot. You strike when the iron is hot. Like, you take action when we're in that spirit right now. You know that you can do it. Look at how far you've gone. book your exam for this time next month, book it for the next 4 weeks, book it for the next 3 weeks, book it for the next 2 weeks. Now that you're still in that headspace, don't say I'm going to do it in December, don't say I'll do it in November. No, do it, book it for as soon as possible. And it's that date that will now drive all the decisions that you're making. I mean, you guys, almost all of you referred to Emmanuel and how he was diligent with training, despite the fact that he had his job, and then he had a growing family. He was, nurturing. So there is no excuse. Just book the date for your exam. So that's the first thing I'll say. You're still a part of Cloud Booster. We have our alumni community, and we're there to support you all the way. You're not leaving until you land your dream job. We're here for you. We're here to support you. That's what we're here for. So we want to hold your hand and ensure that you're able to, but we need your cooperation. So don't say that because the 18 weeks is over, let me just go and play. No, still maintain your accountability groups. You guys that didn't get to work with each other, you can still work together in the Cloud Booster Alumni DevOps Drive. That we have a CAD community, but we need all of you to go ahead and book it. Once you receive your money, go ahead, book your exam, and then join the CAD community. So we'll be waiting for you there. There's a lot that we have for you, the alumni community. We have job opportunities that will be sending to you regularly. Some of you have been able to do your job simulation, interview simulation session. Some of you still need to do it again. We're here for you to support you. Every single thing that will prepare you for your job opportunity, we're here to support you. So please engage in the alumni community, just the same way you have done today. That's my first encouragement for you. The second thing I want to say is that you have to let the world know what you have done. And I know Charles has said a lot. Everyone today has said a lot as well. I just want to add my own token to that. It is very important. It's not so much for you to do this training and hide and say, oh, I'm not yet good. And yes, you need to go over the resources again. But the one that you have done, there are many people out there that haven't even done it. See the way you guys were talking during your presentation. See the lingo. I mean, Tommy was talking about how she cannot communicate in tech language. I mean, see the troubleshooting, the hours that you have put in. Many people have not done that. So you're many steps ahead. So I don't want you to think that, oh, you know what, I haven't done much. Let me just, let me go and revise everything. But please put everything on LinkedIn and start applying for jobs. Take advantage of every single thing that we're going to give you a Cloud Booster. Let the world know. Let the world know what you have done. And then also, we have partnerships now with different recruitment agencies. And our alumni community have been able to take advantage of that. So we have partnerships with a company called ProDevs.io. We have Black Skill Tech. We have SkyGrid Tech as well. These are companies that reach out to us every now and then, ask us for alumni CV, and then we give it to them, and then they go for job interviews and all. Some of them, they have a strong requirement that you must have at least your AWS certification. That's why it's important for you to get it done. Imagine companies reaching out to us after you've gone through all this training, and then we cannot present your CV. That would not be a good thing. So please do your exam, do your AWS exam, put everything you've done together in your CV, put it on your LinkedIn profile, and let's start putting you on these opportunities. There are opportunities out there, just like we told you, but you have to be ready. So we're here at Cloud Booster to hold your hands. Don't be afraid. Now, finally, go over everything you've done again. You're going to have access to your every single video and lectures and everything you've done for the next 1 year, which is a long time. Like, take advantage of that. Go over everything again. Review it. The parts that you feel like you don't understand, go for as many job interviews as possible. Don't be discouraged. Some people may need to have 100 different job interviews before you get your dream one. It doesn't really matter. And like I always say, it's not written on your head how many interviews you went for. At the end of the day, you've become a cloud DevOps engineer and you're thriving in your career. You're making good living for yourself. That's what matters. It's just like the troubleshooting. That's why I liked some of you that were really talking about the fact that you like it when things are red and all of that, because you're learning, you're growing. So please, whatever it is that you encounter, even after, I really want you guys to continue in this spirit of we can do it, this spirit of teamwork, this spirit of determination, this spirit of, let's go there, like, let's do this together, we can take over the world. That is the energy that you should continue with. It doesn't end today. That's what I'm saying. And we're still here to hold your hands on this journey. So please be a part of the alumni community. Do your AWS exam, sign up to CAD, do everything that we're telling you to do, and you're on your way to landing your dream job. So now, your affirmation today is, everybody is going to tell me this. I will complete all my job readiness preparation, and I will land my dream job this year, 2025. That's what I want you to put in the chat box. We still have 6 months in this year. which you can maximize. Even if you have to go over all your resources again, even if you have to, you can finish it before. There's enough time this year. You guys have invested your time and energy. We have to see it through to the end. So your affirmation is you put your name. I will complete all my job readiness preparation, and I will land my dream job in this year, 2025. Put it for me in the chat box. I will complete all my job readiness preparation. And those preparation is what I've said. Going over all your resources again, taking feedback from all the judges that you guys experienced today, going over all your projects, going over all your resources, preparing your CV, being known on LinkedIn, taking your AWS certification exam, very important. All of these things are your job readiness preparation. So you're going to promise in the chat box, put your name, so and so will complete all my job readiness preparation, and I will land my dream job in this year, 2025. Let me see it coming. And of course, you can reward it however you want to, but that's your affirmation. 28th of June to 30th of December is a long time for you to achieve this. It is achievable. And some of you may need to actually write it down somewhere that you can see every day. Let it drive. Very good. I, Otoba, will complete all my job readiness preparation and will land my dream job this year, 2025. Good. I, Oluwatomi Babalola, will complete all my job readiness preparation. And I, I like the fact that you put your name again. So it's not somebody else. I, Oluwatomi Babalola, will land my dream job in this year. Good. I, Evelyn, will complete all my job readiness preparation, and I will land my dream job this year, 2025. Very good. I, Joshua, will complete all my job readiness and I will land my dream job this year. Very good. I, Stephen, will complete my job readiness and secure a job this year. Very, very good. I, Otu, will complete my job readiness and I love it. I must land my dream job this year, 2025. I love it. I, Julian, will complete all my job preparation and I will land my dream job in year 2025. Very good. I, Cherish, will complete all my job readiness preparation and I will land my dream job this year. Very good. I hope that's everyone. You have made a promise to yourself just the same way. You've done it before. Look at you guys. You promised yourself that you'd be here today and you did it. So this same today, you're making another commitment and you will see yourself. So by the time we're discussing again, maybe we're reviewing your card sometime in December. Let it be that you guys you've become AWS-5, you've been doing your interview, or you've landed. The ideal thing is that, in fact, by the time we're having a checkpoint in September, you're telling us about interviews you're going for, you're learning this, you're learning that. I had Taiwo telling you guys earlier this morning that he learned a lot just from job interview sessions. That's why even one of the alumni was telling me she went for an interview, she didn't do well. I said, ask them for feedback. Ask for feedback. You will learn a lot from the feedback sessions, and then you'll be able to iterate that. So I'm happy that you have done this, and you have done your affirmations, and I really, really cannot wait to see you guys become every single thing. So, and of course, big shout out to you guys have done shout out to the amazing facilitators, to AK, to Salima, to everyone, Grace, Ife, that have supported your journey. So big well done to you guys, and we're so proud of you. So let's go straight into the award ceremony. Who is excited? Who is excited about the award ceremony? Who is excited? Who is excited? Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so the award ceremony. Even I am so excited. And I must say that everyone has done really well, but there are times that you just need to highlight, that, man, some people have just, they've just overdone these things and we need to celebrate them specially. So I'm just going to share my screen now, and we're going to take the awards. So this is your Cohort 5 awards. So the best team player award, that's the first award I'm going to be reading out today. So for the best team player award, we have the nominees are Evelyn, Stephen, and Emmanuel. And the winner of this award, please, can you guys give me drum roll? Sorry, can you see my screen?
Emmanuel.
You're not supposed to call him. I just do drum roll and let's. And the winner of this award is
me.
Don't worry, I'll get the awards ahead. Please, can we celebrate?
Okay, thank you.
Can we
Thanks.
celebrate Evelyn? Say congratulations. When you see the person, just put congratulations in chat.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. But I'm sure everyone can bear witness with the fact that Evelyn is such a thing. I've seen presentation this afternoon. I'm like, oh, wow, it's like she's the founder of the group, calling everybody. You know, it was so beautiful to see. So well done. Big congratulations to you, Evelyn. Don't worry, there are many awards, so don't worry. Now, the next, okay, you want to take a screen? I hope you got
sorry. Thank you. That's it.
No problem. So the next award is the Awesome Attitude Award. And this is somebody who has maintained a really positive attitude all through, despite the challenges, despite everything you guys went through. And the nominees are Stephen, Oprima, and Otu. And the winner of this award is Stephen Adeleye. Can we give a shout out to Stephen?
Congratulations.
Otu, I will nominate me. Can you imagine? Can we say congratulations to Stephen Adeleye? Big congratulations, Stephen, for having such an amazing attitude. Big congratulations to you. Yes. Stephen is like, why? Who? Are you sure it's me? Yes, you are the one. And we are so proud of you. Congratulations. You can say you deserve it. The next award is for the most resourceful students award. And this is someone that usually has a lot of things to say, a lot of things to share. They're always present, always encouraging, and always providing information. The nominees for this award, we have Cherish, we have Oluwatomi, and then we have Julian. And the winner of this award, can we give drum rolls to the winner of the award? It is Cherish Chinweze. Do we agree? I can see Evelyn clapping like, yes. Big congratulations to the most resourceful student award. That is Cherish Chinweze. Congratulations. You can see your
Thank you, guys.
big congratulations. You can see everyone celebrating you. Yes, I can see people saying very well deserved. Amazing. Let's move on to the next award. So we have the Outstanding Improvement Award. And this is for somebody, maybe they did not, start out, maybe they started on a low and then they had to, improve all through their journey at Cloud Booster. For whatever reason, maybe they even faced challenges on the way and they were able to overcome it. So we have Otu Ekong, we have Julian, and we have Oluwatomi. And the winner of this award is Otu Ekong Answer. Can we celebrate Otu? Can we celebrate Otu? Look at Otu, like, yeah, of course.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We're so proud of you. Well done. I saw your daughter earlier as well, and people commented the fact that you'd even join meetings during working hours. That's amazing. Well done. Big congratulations. We are all so proud of you. Congratulations, Otu. Oh, sorry, I've gone ahead of myself. So we have the Most Diligent Student Award right here. And this is somebody that has been diligent all through. This is somebody that has maintained a good attitude, but has also been very diligent, done the assignments, attended class, showed up, helped other people. The nominees for this award, we have Oluwatomi, we have Evelyn, and we have Cherish. And the winner of this award is Oluwatomi Babalola, the Most Diligent Student Award. Big congratulations to you, the one and only. Big
Oluwatomi.
Somebody said you were the mommy of a group.
I'm shy, guys. Thank you.
We celebrate you. We celebrate you for being so diligent all through your journey. Well done. Congratulations. The next award is for the Most Engaging Student Award. And this is someone that has been a part of everything. They've been engaging in every single thing that's been going on, participating well, being asking questions in class and doing all of that. So the nominees are Julian, Cherish, and Steven. And the winner, we all know this.
Julian!
So big congratulations to you, Julian, for engaging, for being a part of the training. I mean, they talked about how you would volunteer your Zoom link, for meetings. It just shows a lot of passion. Well done, Julian. Big congratulations. It's amazing to see you here and see you receive this award. The next award goes to the most consistent student award. And this is someone that has been showing up. This is someone that has been there, has been taking this training so seriously, has been so consistent, in their entire journey. And the nominees are Otobon, Cherish, and Emmanuel. And the winner of this award is Otobon Ison.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you, Oti, on that award. Big, big congratulations. We celebrate you. Oti's like, oh, me? Are you sure? Of course, yes. Congratulations to you. We celebrate you. We celebrate you. We celebrate you. Well done, Oti. Congratulations. Now we have the Stellar Student Award. We have the Stellar Student Award, and this is the person that has stood out as a student. This is the person that has stood out as a student all through their journey, doing everything well, showing up. It's like a cap of everything, like, being diligent, being resourceful, helping people, being a good team player, being a stellar student. The nominees are Emmanuel, Evelyn, and Oluwatomi. I'm sure we all know who this award goes to.
Emmanuel. Congratulations.
No other person than Emmanuel Ekwonu. Big congratulations to our #1 stellar student. You have done so well. Almost everybody that gave a speech referred to the impact that Emmanuel had on them. And it's good to hear a bit more about your background, your family, and all of that. You were always there showing up, pushing everyone. You didn't take this training as something that was for you alone. It was like, we're all here. We've all signed up for this. Let's do this together. Let's all go there together. Let's all succeed together. That is the spirit. And we are so proud of you. And we celebrate you. Yes, we celebrate you. And finally, the last award is for the best graduating students. The best graduating student from this school. Don't worry, I'm not going to put you guys in too much suspense. It's still the best graduating student for this cohort is still Emmanuel Ekwonu. Big congratulations. And now being the best graduating student means that, even with all your attitude, with all doing well in everything that we've graded you, even with your labs, your lectures, you showed up in class, your attendance was on point, because we check every single thing and we do an aggregate. That means you were showing up in class in all your labs, in all of this, you actually scored the highest, and you're the best graduating student today. We celebrate you. Someone is saying living legend. Amazing. Very, very well deserved. Everybody attests to the fact that you deserve this. And I'm going to give you some time. In every graduation ceremony, we always give the best graduate students a time to share one or two things. I know you've spoken earlier, but I'll still call you to say one or two things, but we just want you to know that you deserve this. Someone is asking for your account details, though. Hey, you better say this. Big congratulations to you, Emmanuel, for being the best graduating student of the 2025 Cohort 1 Cloud Booster Academy. We celebrate you so much, and we are so proud of you. You have really exemplified what we expect from all of our students, and we celebrate you, and we celebrate every single person in the cohort today. So, Emmanuel, the floor is yours. Tell us how you're feeling about this award. How are you feeling? Do you have anything to say?
Overexcited. Overexcited. First of all, I want to thank God for the grace. I think grace and wisdom kept me to this end. If not for grace, the challenges were enormous, but I overcame. So I just want to thank God for the grace and for the wisdom to sail through the course of this journey. It's been challenging. At the same time, it's been interesting. So I think first of all, my first award, I would dedicate it to my little one, who is crawling here on the ground. And the second award, I would dedicate it to the cohort. I can't be here without them. So they are the best. I keep saying it. I don't feel like just that I have no choice. I must graduate. I don't feel like going. So, but like you said, we are still together, one big family. So I just want to thank you You've been there for us from the beginning. I remember when you said you don't need to know how to code. Most of us we don't have background. Some people are scared of coding. So you said you don't need to know how to code. Someone asks, I don't know much about IT. You say, don't worry, come empty. Just come. We'll fix you up. So look at us today. We can beat our chest to say yes. For those saying that, oh, they are not sure, don't worry. You've got it figured out, and we are still here for each other. So thank you, facilitator. Thank you, cohort. Thank you, judges. Thank you, listener. And I encourage us, those out there, Cloud Booster is going to change you from being a better person to a best person. So as you can see, our testimony today, none of us regretted joining our Cloud Booster. So please, if you're out there listening to me, join up, join up. This is just tip of iceberg. By the time we start smiling to the bank, you that is still contemplating to join, I don't know. I don't know. So thank you everyone. It's amazing journey, and I'm happy to have been given this award, and thank you again.
Amazing, amazing. Can we celebrate Emmanuel one more time and everybody that also received an award? We are so proud of every single one of you. Well done. Well done for showing up, for putting in the efforts, for being where you are today. And we've had an incredible audience as well. And I just want to celebrate all of you. You guys have also been here supporting. Some of you are spouses, some of you are friends, some of you are wondering what are they doing here. Maybe I should also join Cloud Booster, and I'm coming to you in a bit, but I just want to celebrate you. I want to celebrate everyone that was a support system, for everyone that was celebrating today, whether I was a sister, whether I was a friend. Some of you referred to your friend, your sister, your friend told you about the course, your sister told you about the course, or your this told you, or your wife, and all of that. I really, really, if you're on the call, I'm celebrating you, or our students, please take our regards to all of them for being a part of your journey. It's very important. Imagine if you have somebody every day telling you cannot do it. No matter what we're doing here, you know, it's going to counter the effect. So we celebrate everyone as being a support system. So to our general attendees as well, you guys have been with us since we've started this graduation almost 3 hours ago. We're wrapping up, don't worry. I just want to make a quick announcement for you regarding what we have in store for other people who are looking to transition into tech. So as you have heard, most of the people on the call are from non-tech backgrounds, and they've gone through our intensive 18 weeks training, and they're here today, and they're still continuing on that journey in the alumni community. But we launched a course recently, which is our Cloud Booster Accelerator program, which is our Cloud DevOps Accelerator program, right? And I just want to tell you briefly about this in the next 5 minutes. And also for our students to be aware, so that if you know people that fall into this category, you can let them know that we now have a course for them. So this is a brand new course that Cloud Booster runs, and it's a career blueprint for underpaid tech professionals. So we've had this question for a long time, like, okay, me, I'm already in tech. What do you have for me? You know, one of you spoke, I think it was someone that talked about his friend who is already in tech and feels like, oh, you have passed me, oh, these are the kind of courses, this course is what we have for the kind of people in that category. People that are already in tech jobs, but they feel like they're underpaid, they want to upskill, you know, they already have foundational tech skills and they want to take their career to the next level. So if you're on the audience, or if a student knows anybody that falls into this category, please tell them about this course. So this course is for any junior dev or semi-tech professional ready for full transition into cloud. It's for professionals tired of continuing on the career path that you no longer find mentally stimulating and exciting. It's for anyone that is serious about job placements in cloud DevOps roles, and it's for people that want to work in an industry that keeps expanding with increasing demand for skilled professionals. It's for anyone that is also fed up of wasting money on bootcamps that are neither helpful nor affordable. So if any of this sounds like you or like somebody you know, please listen as we go along. So this course is going to open the doors to high income tech roles and, of course, a more fulfilling career path. You really want to do something you enjoy. I'm sure you guys heard this so many times that Charles was saying, I really enjoy tech. I really love what I do in tech. And a number of you mentioned it as well. So you want to earn more and you want to be in a fulfilling career path. So you don't need to be in this course if you want to sign up for this course, you don't need any of the following. So you don't need any Pirate Cloud or DevOps experience. You don't need to have advanced coding skills or programming knowledge. You don't also need to settle for less pay just because you started small. You should keep shining brighter and brighter. Now, what you need for this course that I'm introducing to you is a junior level tech background or basic familiarity with tech. For this course, you need some tech skills and then the ability to follow clear step-by-step instruction, and then of course the commitment to put in 5 to 10 hours per week for 15 weeks. So your current tech role might be holding you back, right? Traditional tech roles are being impacted by AI and automation, leading to reduced demand in some areas. Cloud and DevOps skills you need to know will continue to be on an increase in demand as the adoption for AI increases. And of course, companies are also seeking professional tech. They're also seeking professionals skilled in AWS, Azure, Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform. So what we're saying is that for those of you who are already in tech and you're thinking, how can I earn more in this same tech field? Just listen along, this is for you. So for you, we've created a 15 weeks pathway to actually moving into a high demand tech career. Your first 5 weeks is going to be learning core cloud concept with hands-on labs. The next 5 weeks, you'll be learning DevOps tools and working on projects. The next 3 weeks after that, you'll be working on industry projects. And then the last 2 weeks, you'll be working on your career support, mock interviews, and how you can actually land your dream job. Now, the things that you're going to learn and the things that you can look out for as the outcomes, you're going to learn basics of cloud computing. You're going to learn about storing data on the cloud. You will learn networking, computing on the cloud, databases, high availability security. You will learn scripting, version control, infrastructure as code, containerization, container orchestration, CI/CD pipelines, and configuration management using different tools. So your journey now will be from July to October, just 15 weeks, just over 3 months. And you don't need to wait. You can start your DevOps journey today. So in just 15 weeks, you gain the skills that you need for a lucrative DevOps career. Our Cloud DevOps Accelerator course offers live handheld lab sessions with expert facilitators for practical experience. So what you will do is you'll be a part of a community of learners and receive mentorship to guide your transition. And of course, we have many testimonials of people who have joined our bootcamp and have benefited greatly from it, just like you've heard from our students today. You've already heard, I'm just going to read a few because you've already heard live testimonials, and that's the best way that you can actually engage with us. People have said it right in front of you. You can reach out to them afterwards. It wasn't scripted. You heard them say it. We had someone like Tosin Farai who joined us a couple of years ago. You know, she started bootcamp in November, got her first certification in March. By April, she completed her bootcamp and she landed her dream UK job in May. And that was her moving from Nigeria to the UK, right? And then we have testimonials like that as well, and all the ones you've heard today. So if they can do it, everybody that you've heard from on the call today are talking about how this decision to be a part of Cloud Booster was the best that they've made and how it was a lot of value for the money. If they can do it without tech background, now we're speaking to people who have some tech skills and you want to move to the next level of your career, you definitely can do it as well. So your tech experience in this case would give you some kind of head start, you know. So for you, you've probably already worked on different tools in tech, you've already worked on different platforms, you're not a beginner, right? So what would happen is that you will have to be starting from zero. You would be able to grab the concept faster. You've probably used some of the tools that we're going to be talking about before. So that gives you a faster pathway. And then your background gives you a lot of context. You can easily connect the dots and see how your current skills fit into DevOps. So 15 weeks to being job ready, right? You're not having to go on something, maybe something that will take you like 15 months of trial and error. Because you have your tech background, you're already halfway there. So you just need 15, that's what we call it, accelerator. That just pushes you to the next level and that you're able to land your dream job. So everything is compressed for you in 16 weeks, including what we have in the alumni community. Everything is compressed into 15 weeks for you. So And this course is very, very affordable. You're not going to have to pay £2,000. It's just £999. And of course, this discount is valid for the first 10 people to register. So if you're listening, you're wondering how you can be a part of Cloud Booster, you have a tech background already, just reach out to us. Reach out to us at Cloud Booster. Send us CAC discount to any of the program advisors. Just take a screenshot of this QR code, or you can scan it on your phone, or take a screenshot of the numbers. We're going to put it in the chat box as well. So you can be a part of what we're doing at Cloud Booster. So this is the Cloud DevOps Accelerator course. And if you're also interested in our Zero to Cloud DevOps course, which is what our students today have taken, reach out to the same numbers as well. That is the standard 18 weeks journey, and it's for people who do not have a tech background. You also go on that journey where we break the concepts down. The next course for that is also in the pipeline. So if you want to be a part of the accelerator program, we already have people who have signed up already. You're starting out in July, 20th of July, you're getting started for the Cloud DevOps Accelerator program. And by October, you are done and you're already on your way to landing your higher paying job if you have a tech background. So please reach out to us. There's a lot that you're going to get. You have instructor-led videos. You have weekly guided lab sessions. You're going to have lab sessions with us. You have industry projects that you would work on. You have mentorship, job support, and so much more. And you're not having to pay 2,000, but you're only paying £990. And if you know anybody that this training, this particular accelerator course will be beneficial for them, send these details to them as well. If you want to refer someone, we have referral bonus. You guys know at Cloud Booster that we always give referral bonus. So you can always reach out to us, give us their numbers. Again, you too can scan the QR code. Let us know the people that you want to bring on board. Reach out to us if you need more information that you want to send to them as well. And of course, you get a referral bonus. And of course, we also have payment plans available as well. For this, is just a bespoke program that we've seen that there's a demand for it. Some people are like, I already have a tech background. I just want to go on that fast track. And this is for you. Again, we're not missing out on people who don't have any tech background. We still have you. We still have you in mind. I will still continue to do training to help you guys as well. So if whatever category you fall into, just reach out to any of those two numbers, okay? So thank you so much, everyone. We'll put it in the chat box as well so that it's easy for you to find. Now that brings me to the end of what I have for you. Okay, yes, I just want to make sure that, do we have any questions before we go into other things? Oh, someone says Cloud Booster is above standard. The ongoing course project is mind-blowing. Oh, Otu. Amazing comment from Otu. Okay, thank you for that. Now, honestly, like I said, going back to our students that we're celebrating today, we are so proud of you, honestly. Well done. All your awards, very well deserved. Please, my own is you have to keep up with this energy. We're going to be checking in. I don't want us to get into card and then we only see two people and they'll be like, no, please. Anyway, I even trust Emmanuel. Let me just leave you in the hands of Emmanuel and Evelyn. They will drag you to card. They will drag you to card and make sure that you come. So I really love the energy. I love the energy and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the alumni community. And for me, I am looking forward to you guys landing your dream roles. Like for me, that's the ultimate, right? And we're going to be with you on that journey until you actually start. So if you fall into the category where you want to join the beginner course, please just reach out to us. We'll give you all the details that you want. Reach out to us, to any of the QR codes or any of the program advisors in the chat box, and they will share the details with you. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. It's been a lovely day. We are wrapping up already. I'm just going to hand back to Grace to do the final, the final icing on the cake, and then we would end the class today. Thank you, all the session today.
Thank you so much, Mimi. So we'll just be taking the group photo and we'll call it a day. 1 second, please. All right. Guys, let's have our videos on. So we'll take one official and final group photo. So we'll have a before and after. Remember, we had one when we started. So for those of us that have turned off our cameras, please let's have our videos on one more time. Amazing. I see the videos are coming on. Otu, it looks like your video is on, but we can't see your face. Samuel, where are you? Can't see your face. So what's the energy word? What's the magic word for cohort one? Toby, please unmute. Okay. Emmanuel. Is anybody going to second that? But then it means God with us. So Emmanuel, the name sounds like an affirmation on its own. Okay. We have agreed. The magic Juliet is also saying Emmanuel. So we are all going to say Emmanuel with a smile and then we'll take the picture. 3, 2, 1, go. Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Let's take one more shot just in case we didn't get everyone. Are you ready?
Yeah.
One more. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Yo.
Amazing. Well done, guys. This has been. I hope we don't have any members of our alumni community here, but this has been the most fun graduation ceremony in the history of boosted graduation ceremony. I did have a good time, and of course, it's been amazing being part of your journey this past 18 weeks. Like we said, we have resources to, continue down the line. It doesn't end here, till you land your cloud job. Even after you've landed your cloud jobs, there's still, roles and you can play or ways you can still be part of Cloud Booster. You see some of our alumni coming in now as facilitators, as resource persons, as instructors. So there's like a full circle moment, and you just keep growing. Okay, and with that, we've come to the end of 2025 cohort one. Congratulations, guys! Well done, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Signing out now. Bye for now.
Congrats. Bye.
Oluwatomi.
God. Bye, Cherish. Love you.